It is Tuesday night on the internet, and you all know what that means. It's time for the fastest rising pro wrestling live stream podcast on the internet. It is time for Tooney Talk Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Marvin, and I'm the Movie Monster, and I'm your host for this show. And joining me, as always, is my three stooges, I guess you could say. They are the Patterson Briscoe and Sergeant Slaughter to my no, I don't want to make that comparison. To my Triple H, we'll say. Keeping with the joke we got going on Tooney Talk. First, folks, don't be disturbed by the fact that he does not apparently have an image avatar this week, but it is our good friend AEW Disciplinary Committee, aka Dis. Welcome, Dis.
Hi, yeah, I just noticed that. What's up with that? I don't know anything. That's I don't know. Weird.
I didn't. I'm not. Up to date on.
If we have a second, I'll back out and fix that at some point. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just got notified that there is a tornado warning right now here every Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So every Tuesday,
it's Tornado Tuesday. It's like a nice themed day that you can get your tacos and then nearly die in a tornado. That's the.
That's literally all there is to do out here on Tuesdays, by the way. But yeah, like during the intro, I could hear the weather radio going off in the other room, and it's just like, oh, of course, it's Tuesday. I forgot. Is there going to be a tornado tonight? So hopefully I will make it.
Oh man, I was going to write this killer tweet that was really going to own Tony Khan, but the tornado warning went off, and I had to hide in the storm cellar with Toto and Aunt M. And of course, folks, you know him, you tolerate him like we all do. It is our good friend, Awful Wrestling. How are you doing, my friend?
Peace, everybody. What's happening, Marv?
Peace and love. Yes. Peace and love. Yeah. Every week. You Ringo. Peace and love. Peace and love. You
That's
Ringo
right.
Star now. Oh my God! The Ringo Star. We can just call you the Ringo Star of this podcast. That'll be that's something.
Sure,
right?
Sure. That's better than everything else I've been called.
That's fine. And folks, of course, here he is in a larger tank top. I guess instead of an extra small, we've got a small this week. Folks, the one and only, the American way, Kevin Apollo. How are you doing, my friend?
What's going on, gents?
I'm gonna put you up there because I don't want to look at Dis's non-picture anymore.
It was being in the bottom slot. It was throwing me off.
Yeah, exactly. No. I always try to. Unfortunately, I am not. I don't have the camera on this week. I'm having like a shoulder issue that I'm trying to rest it. So, throwing too many of those softball pitches in the beer league. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that. I don't do anything remotely athletic. All right, we've got a packed show for you guys today. We are going to talk about the fact that Jim Ross has apparently lost his ever-loving mind. We are going to, of course, take another visit to see Dr. D, Dave Schultz. We are going to talk about WWE going to Saudi Arabia. Muhammad. I'm not even going to try to say your last name in the chat. He's saying, if you want to talk to Saudi Arabia, talk to me. Uh-oh. If you're from Saudi Arabia, you might want to skip the headlock headlines this week.
We've got a sentinel.
There's the headlock headlines and the song parody this week are going to be something else. Let me just tell you that. We are also going to have the King of Kings tournament where we are going to be discussing we have a bracket set for every single person who has ever competed in the King of the Ring tournament. We're going to be pitting them against each other to find out who the King of Kings is. You guys will be able to vote along and try to help us out because the whether or not we're starting to tie up because there's only four of us here, and it's probably going to be me and Apollo versus Dis and Awful because that's just how it works.
Oh yeah, because me and Awful agree all the time.
Yeah, you guys just completely agree constantly. You guys are just two peas in a pod. I don't know. You're both from the bottom, and you agree on things like Grace Randolph and.
That's right.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. You guys will be able to comment along, vote along with your super chats. We've already got some super chats that we got to get to before we dive into the topics this week. We do have a Dave Schultz promo of the week lined up, and I love this one this week.
I'm sorry, I'm giggling over here, and it's going to come out. I love the idea that like me and Awful are down here talking amongst ourselves, having our own show.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's the A team and the B team, guys. I'm sorry. But,
I love it.
We're just down here like stupid puppet.
Look, DX had Triple H and Shawn, and it also had the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. So,
Jesus.
couple of nice catchphrases, pop the crowd a little bit.
I call Road Dogg. I'm Road Dogg. I'm not Billy Gunn. I'm Road Dogg.
Was more over than DX though. That's why they got put in the group. I'm not sharing that heat.
Yeah.
Damn,
Oh
now
my
I know
God.
my place.
Remember that period where they weren't in DX? They were just like DX adjacent. Like
They were
Shawn
DX.
wouldn't let
I
them
was
in
just
DX.
about to say DX adjacent. They ain't coming in. They ain't coming in here, Jack.
They are really over. I mean, like really, really over.
You know who's really over, Jack? Me. That's all we need.
But Hannah, can I do the second too? I want to do the second.
No one wants
You know what, Jack? We might actually need somebody. By the way, Kevin's China impersonation is probably my favorite thing of all time. Okay, starting us off. George Captain with $5 is Brian Gewirtz, which, by the way, it is Gewirtz. It is not Gerwitz. I said Gerwitz for years, and then I heard people saying Gewirtz, and then I looked at how it was spelled, and it is actually spelled Gewirtz. And I was like, huh, I've been saying it wrong all these. I've been reading it and saying it wrong all these years. Brian Gewirtz opened his mouth. Does he think that Cody is that stupid to go with that original, quote, script? I'd like to know the panel's thoughts. Okay. So I know what this is talking about. Gewirtz said basically that Cody was supposed to be super Jonesed and happy that he was giving his spot up to The Rock. And the only reason it had to change was because Cody had a sad baby boo-boo face out there. And as if the fans weren't going to just completely... Do you think it was Cody's reaction that made people piss on this? It was not. It was not. I think that Brian and The Rock have been in Hollywood a little too long. And they are not, they're not really plugged into what the normal people of the world have to say anymore. Kevin Apollo, what do you think about that?
I think Cody's reaction saved it because why would you be happy to give up something you fought for 2 years? You busted your ass to come back from an injury. You won 2 Rumbles in a row, something that only a select few people have done, and now you're giving up your main event slot at WrestleMania. Fuck out of here! That's absolute nonsense.
Oh, we've all seen those veterans of the ring who try to come back and they're like, listen, the new guy is really over. You might not want to mess with him. And they're like, oh yeah, they ain't over when I'm out there, buddy. And they quickly find out that they are. So, all right, Dis, what do you got?
Yeah, I read his book. Did anybody read Gewertz's book ever?
I have it. I have it on my to read list. It is I think I got the audiobook actually because I was like, read it to me, Brian. I don't want to actually read your words. I always have your words spoken to me. But yeah, I do read it, you little whore.
He comes across as a kayfabe guy, but like a Jerry Lawler kayfabe guy. Does that make sense?
Explain.
You know how Jerry Lawler will acknowledge that it isn't real and acknowledge that there's backstage stuff, but then every once in a while he's like, but this right here, this was the real thing. Even though that wasn't real too, he still wants to make you think that was real while everything else was fake. Gewirtz has a little bit of that in him. So I could totally see this being a thing where he's using his small reach to heal up The Rock a little bit and go play into the Cody Crybabies thing.
Look,
because
if I was
go ahead.
No, if I was Brian Gewirtz, I would stick up for The Rock in any and all things because The Rock raised him up from having to deal with Michael Hayes every week to Michael Hayes watching him shower. Apparently, what we learned last week.
But what Kevin said is right. If he's being honest, and if it was written, because first off, Cody didn't say, because there was a lot of talk about Cody saying that he found out about Rock versus Roman at the Royal Rumble. And that's not what he found out at Royal Rumble. If you listen, he said, I found out that it's a possibility at the Royal Rumble.
I mean, if he had found out at the Royal Rumble, then he very much went into business for himself when he literally stood on the turnbuckles, pointed at the skybox, and said, "I want you, Roman Reigns," like clear as day, like said the words. I cannot imagine that he was told that he wasn't getting that match and then went out there and did that. Cody's too much of a team player for that.
Yeah, he said that it was a possibility, but of course the Roman stands took that and ran with it and made it sound like he went into business for himself. And
I cannot believe that there are Roman stands now. I remember a time when everyone hated Roman. He was the most hated person in the world. Now, all of a sudden, they can't get enough Roman.
Listen, we got to remember, too, though, when this is all happening, this is our first Vince-less Rumble. You know, our first Vince-less Mania, where there was no chief decider. You have this giant crisis going on, and the board is going, oh, my God, everything's shitting the fan. It's coming out. It's hitting a fan, and now there's just shit everywhere, and we can't control it. Vince loves dildos. He loves paralegals. He loves paralegals. Dildos. CM Punk is hurt. Everything's awful. You know, it's cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. What are we gonna do? Pick The Rock. I don't care how you do it. And then you got Triple H on the side going, "The fuck is this? I got something going in the oven." You know,
I've literally been cooking this for 2 years.
So it's like, you know,
The Rock has arrived to save your candy asses.
The fuck you have. You know? So I'm sure Cody got pulled inside and it was like, yeah, look, this is what they want. Are they gonna get it? Nah. We'll figure it out. And
good on them for pivoting. Good on them for pivoting, though. Because you know, like Vince wouldn't have pivoted probably. Well, never mind. He did put Daniel Bryan in WrestleMania 30. I asked somebody one time who was close to the situation, who was actually backstage. I said, was he pissed when, the people did the Daniel Bryan thing and we had to change the main event because it was just so insane? And somebody was like, no, they were not mad because it made money. So, he as long as it makes money, he's fine with pivoting. Awful. We have not heard your take on this Brian Gewirtz situation yet.
Didn't The Rock try to pull this same stunt with Vin Diesel?
Yeah, exactly.
What is the heat with them?
Well, so I always say it like this. Everybody's nice to the neighborhood drug dealer because you need him to sell you pot if you do the pot. Right. But Vin Diesel has been Diesel since the early 90s because we forget that Vin is in his 50s. And he doesn't have to be nice to everybody's good friend Dwayne, The Rock. I just finished Les Mis. I'm going in to film Logan in 2 weeks. How do I gain 60 pounds of sheer muscle? I called my good friend Dwayne, The Rock. So Vin Diesel
he gave me this syringe and told me to stick it in my bum.
So allegedly, so Vin Diesel doesn't have to take The Rock's bullshit. You want to show up, right. And you're going to try to muscle it on a franchise that's 9 movies in. God only knows why. But that's 9 movies in, and you're going to try to take it over. I say kudos to Vin Diesel for being like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. By the way, you don't know which Australian Wolverine we're talking about. You don't know. It could be the guy from Pride of the X-Men that we're referring to.
Oh, God.
Have you guys seen Pride? Wait till I get me clothes on him. He'll be talking out the other side of me. Oi, she's not joining the X-Men, is she? Because she's just a kid.
I saw Pride of the X-Men. It was 6:30 in the morning on a Saturday, and I'm pretty sure it was 1989 because I had a whole bunch of Batman toys. And there was a RoboCop cartoon I wanted to see. And I got up and I'm like, what is this? Is there more of it?
No. There's an arcade game. That's all you're going to get.
That's all you got.
A very good arcade game. But this is a conversation, Kevin, for Thursday when we do Tooney Talk TV right here on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking X-Men because we're talking X-Men 97. Okay, Awful. Anything else to add about Brian Gewirtz? Also, I don't know where this went. I don't know if maybe the tornado touchdown. Maybe somebody should check on him. But Awful.
He's in Oz right now.
Awful. Let's forget the fact that I'm
Oz, HBO Oz, or Land of Oz.
If I had to put money on it now. Awful. Pretend that we are not in this awkward phase right now where we're wondering whether our friend is in the midst of the eye of a tornado right now, being thrown around, banging into vehicles and fences and floating cows, as the movie would lead me to believe. And give me more of your opinion on Brian Gewirtz and this situation.
As far as I'm concerned, I think Cody, and I hate getting worked. I hate getting worked. But if this wasn't a work, good on Cody for pointing that Roman. Good on Cody for going into business for himself. I mean, this it's old style professional wrestling. Come back to the fore in 2024. I mean, that's what you do. You know, you want to. What have I always been saying? Kick, scream, hoot, and holler all the time until you get your position. And that is a perfect example of how you kick, scream, hoot, and holler to get the biggest movie star in the world to take a backseat to your world title run.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point. That is a very, very good point, except for the fact that Awful, I am shocked and appalled right now that you can think about wrestling at a time where we are not sure if our good friend, might be in the eye of a tornado right now. Hey, how could you? How are you so callous and careless about people?
We wish ADC the best. We wish this the best. Hopefully he'll get to visit the Wicked Witch of the West or whatever those fucking fairy tales are.
Apparently, we're being told he lost power. So,
oh no,
yeah, maybe he'll be in Wicked.
Why am I more hurt by the fact that he lost power than the fact that his home got swept away? Like, you need electricity.
Because now he can't watch the quality entertainment of the WWE. Yeah. That's what we're supposed to say, right? Because we're WWE shills, apparently.
Oh, please.
What if now, like,
oh my God, have we attained shill status?
I don't know. People say it all the time about me. So, never mind the fact that I've got a song parody coming out this week that's going to rip Triple H a new butthole. But what if you go to see Wicked and, like, in the very beginning, like, you're like, no one mourns the wicked, and like there's like this sitting in the background, like, how did I get here? I'm just kidding. Neither of you are going to see Wicked.
No.
All right. Our next super chat, John JID 999 checking in. With WWE doing live events in Japan, do we get a pay-per-view over there in the next year? The weirdo protective nerds must be having a meltdown today. Yeah, I saw that they are doing a tour in Japan, which I think is a great thing. Good on them. I love wrestling crowds in Japan. I think they don't get nearly enough WWE stuff over there. So I'm thrilled for the idea that they're getting all this stuff. As for a pay-per-view, man, I would love it. Give them something like Money in the Bank, right? Like give them like one of like the smaller themed shows that's like not one of the big four, and like put it in the Tokyo Dome and just see what happens. Yeah. Because I bet they sell out the Tokyo Dome, which is something that New Japan I don't think is capable of doing at all.
No, they haven't in years.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you think? Do you think we're going to see a WWE pay-per-view in Japan sometime in the next year or so?
I think it's inevitable. If not within a year, within less than 2 years. You know, this is something they've been trying to, get figured out for a while, since things kind of went a little sour with New Japan. They got an avenue back in. Kudos to the Japanese. You can't do business there unless you're working with a Japanese company. Yep. They got their way back in. It's with I don't want to say, a rival is the wrong word, but, there's a lot of organizations that they can do business with that should provide them with some very interesting matchups. Mm-hmm. And it's a cool time, right? I mean, we still, they still haven't gone into whatever the NXT Europe initiative is going to be, other than that it exists. So it's a cool time. It's a cool time to be a WWE fan who wants to get a little bit more of an international flair. to the product. And that also just means that maybe we'll get something more from Asuka and Nakamura, because I'm getting a little impatient.
Yeah, me too. I have, though. You know what? Speaking of WWE and Japan, I have actually heard a rumor that Omos was actually a samurai warrior of legend that actually saved Japan. It's a little known fact, but if you go to Wikipedia now that I'm done editing it, you'll be able to see that like this is all perfectly legit.
Can you please recap it and tweet it before someone pages it?
Awful. What do you think about WWE in Japan? What do you think? Like we can? Do you think NXT Japan is a possibility? Awful.
Ooh, do they have that much talent out there?
Oh, they got a ton of talent out there, but I don't know if they've got enough talent that's not signed up by New Japan.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm curious to see. They ran Japan a few years back. How were the crowds back then? Were they
I've always thought they're great. The Japanese crowds are always great for WWE because they get to like the atmosphere in a New Japan show is different. Japanese crowds are always very different. But when I remember being surprised when I watched a show that was going on in Japan because they were like jumping up and down and raucous and like, they were going nuts like American fans. And somebody was like, no, like this is what they see on TV and they want to replicate it. And I was like, all right, that makes sense. That kind of
it's interesting the timing.
But I wonder how many people in Japan like are New Japan fans, or is New Japan like the AEW of Japan, where it's like the small percentage of like internet fans that are like hardcore for it, but it's not like, because I always thought that New Japan was like the WWE of Japan. It was like the wrestling that everybody watched. But
I'm sorry, they still hold the biggest share. They run the most shows. It's just business isn't that great. I would probably liken it to, it's like the steroid trial era of the WWE, but for New Japan. It's just that, the Japanese fans already lived this throughout the entirety of the end of the 90s up to the mid 2000s. So it's like, it's for them, it's like, oh, here we go again. But New Japan is still the biggest. It's still the biggest by far. It's just, they have a lot of, a lot is the wrong word to use, but they have good alternatives to the project. And listen, the president of New Japan was very complimentary of the WWE not even 2 weeks ago. So the possibility of a working relationship there, it's still something that's possible. Just because they have a working relationship with AEW, it's not a contractual relationship. WWE specifically Triple H had the relationship first, so it's if you were ever going to try an NXT Japan, it would probably come through the marriage of the WWE and New Japan, because they understand that they haven't cracked the code into making the amount of stars that the WWE can make and as fast as the WWE can make it. You can think of it like this. It took Okada almost 13, 14 years. Same thing with Nakamura to become Okada and Nakamura. You got to remember, like, we were watching them. Granted, it was a dumb move, but we were watching them be relentlessly jobbed out on TNA. 14 years ago, and it took two major character changes to turn them into megastars. And then your biggest stars in Japan have largely been American, American transplants. So it's an interesting time for wrestling everywhere. But I wouldn't be shocked if in, let's say, 3 years we find out that there's some kind of hand holding between New Japan and the WWE.
This is exactly in the WWE's wheelhouse. This is so funny. They used AEW as like the canary in the coal mine for Japan. Like, okay, I wish I could do the Triple H. I wish I could do the Triple H voice, but he said,
right.
"Okay,
we got you covered."
If John Moxley can get over, wait till they see guys that we've got You know what I mean?
Wait till they see Omos in his samurai armor.
Yeah, exactly. He'll sell out.
Which he's always had. He's always had it.
Yeah.
Don't be racist.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they almost did a focus group with AEW. Like, okay, if AEW is getting this amount of exposure out in Japan, or these guys come to AEW and get less exposure than they would, we can come in with 2 barrels on our shotgun. One will say, when they come over to the WWE, they're going to be made to look like stars. And when we bring our guys over there, we'll sell out your stadiums.
Yeah. We got an update on this, by the way. He says, I'm in the basement trying to listen. So rejoice, Twitter, because for once you are actually going to be right. He is actually in a basement. So, I was looking at the Beard already made the joke. Darn it. He beat me to it. Now I feel like I'm just biting. He says, I can't hear the show over the hail. That stinks.
Oh, man.
Well, hopefully the power comes back, but I'm not holding my breath. It's going to really stink because like the King of Kings tournament was his idea. And like he put it together and he's going to miss it. Like that's going to not be good.
Call in this.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I don't even know if we can do that. All right. So on next super chat, East Side Reviews, our good friend checking in. Welcome back, East Side Reviews. He says, good evening, gents. Sad Jey Uso lost mostly because I wanted to see the IWC meltdown. Good match with Jey and Gunther. Yeah. I am thrilled that Jey Uso lost because I did not want King Yeet. Which I was like, wait, like, because when I was thinking about the idea that it was possible for Jey Uso to win, I was like, wait, was Drew supposed to win? And then I started wondering, what if they knew? What if like Jey Uso? This is my conspiracy theory. Jey Uso was wrestling for the championship at the pay-per-view, right, or the PLE or whatever the hell. They couldn't announce him for the King of the Ring then because he might have been world champion. So they announced Drew, who they know is injured, who can't be in the tournament, knowing that after the pay-per-view is over, or PLE, we can just swap them out. That might be a whole...
You son of a bitch. I dare you.
He's throwing the sledgehammer into the sky right now like Thor's hammer. Holy crap. Folks, from the merry old land of Oz, welcoming you to Munchkin Land. It is our good friend, the Disciplinary Committee.
Oh my gosh, that was insane.
Was there singing and dance? Were you in like Wizard of Oz, like Oz, or were you in like Wicked Oz?
I didn't get all the way there. I got to the point where the witch was outside my window and like, swing sets were going around, but it never actually took me away. So,
but like, was the singing like about families and like body parts, or was it about like racism? Because that'll show us which Wizard of Oz you're going to. No, by the way, I love Wicked.
One.
It was the Wiz. It was
okay.
Oh, yeah.
How did I forget the Wiz? Probably because racism. But like,
you're a racist.
Yeah. Yeah. I just imagine like, because like when you go to Oz, it's like everybody that you meet is like somebody like from the real world that you knew. Like he's seeing like Awful and Kev, like he's on down the road.
Well, why did it have to be being awful?
Why do you think?
Why do you think? That's crazy.
Why do you think I'm not there?
Wasn't there like I'm not talking about the Muppets Wizard of Oz. Wasn't there another Jim Henson Oz thing just called Oz back in the 80s that was really creepy?
Oh yeah, that's like super creepy.
Yeah. Oh, that's Return to Oz, wasn't it?
Return to Oz. That's it.
Yeah. By the way, there was the.
I've only seen that movie on HBO 2 at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, I remember somebody told me when I was a kid that like, oh hey, like there's a sequel to The Wizard of Oz, and I'm like, oh really? And like I went to watch it, and I was like, this is weird. Like, but there was a Muppet Wizard of Oz, just so you know.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Now that you're back and safe, and not in another realm of Technicolor, can you please give us your thoughts on the fact that Jey Uso lost this match and he's no longer in the King of the Ring tournament? We're not getting King Yeet.
Usually WWE fans are really cool about me having like negative opinions about WWE, but this was not one of those times. I think Jey okay. Anybody who listens to the show knows that I'm not a huge Jey Uso fan. He's kind of just there. He reminds me kind of like the Ultimate Warrior, right? Like his energy's good, but I can give or take his wrestling. But the story of him going against Tama Tonga in the King of the Ring, and I disagree. Because I don't think it has to be the launch of the new Bloodline. I don't think it has to be it could be the stare down between Cody and Roman right after Survivor Series. That's what it should have been. It should have been the one little hiccup in the middle that reminds you that these two are connected, but it's not like Jay's gonna go to SmackDown, and it's not like he's gonna be in the Bloodline story. It's just that little bump that gives you something in that story in the middle, because there's no story with Gunther and Randy Orton. None.
Let me ask. The story is that the winner is the King of the Ring. That's the story.
Okay, Tony Khan. That sounds like a great story.
Yeah, but the King of the Ring is. The King of the Ring does not need this huge story behind it. It's the King of the Ring.
But if it can have it, then why not do it?
What's the finish? What's the finish?
Tama Tonga wins when Jimmy Uso comes out.
So now the feud has started. Now the Bloodline Civil War has started. You're not gonna start it and then pump the brakes for 3 months.
You don't have Jimmy Uso comes out. Jay stops him from interfering because he thinks he's gonna help them because he doesn't trust Jimmy Uso. And then that leaves Jimmy Uso stranded on SmackDown for months with no backup. And they can do Jimmy Uso versus the Bloodline. Because what else is the Bloodline feuding with right now? Kevin Owens? He's like, what? That's been going on for months and it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Hey. Don't you dare besmirch the name of Kevin Owens.
I love Kevin Owens, but
I don't care. Bash him to high holy hell. I don't care.
I love Kevin Owens, but you're dipping into old storylines but this is an ongoing story. You have Jey Uso stuck on SmackDown with no backup. Jimmy doesn't know if he can trust, or I'm sorry, the other way around. Jimmy's stuck on SmackDown with no backup. Jay doesn't know if he can trust him, so he's not going to help. So he's just going to stay on Raw doing his own thing. There's no Roman. You have a constant thing where Paul's kind of trying to talk to Jimmy, but he can't do it because of the bloodline. You have something going on. Whereas with Randy Orton and Gunther, what happens? Gunther wins and then you forget in a month because it's the King of the Ring and no one cares.
No, because in a month he's still King Gunther and he's still like getting the push.
He's not going to play that gimmick. You think he's going to play that? You think Gunther's going to walk around with a crown on his head?
I think they're going to do like a Napoleon kind of thing with it. Like he's the general king, like the general emperor.
Maybe. But
just don't put a hat on him.
Gunther's already there. Gunther doesn't need this, Him with
the big metal plate and the collar, very neat and tight, efficient uniform with some nice, tall black boots.
By the way, I love our audience because like I like glance at the live chat every once in a while, and there's like a full on like Wizard of Oz like fantasy casting thing going on in here right now. Like I just saw Classy Freddie Blassie as mayor of the Munchkin City, and then I saw Bobby Heenan as mayor of the Munchkin City. Like you guys.
And by the way, yes, I know Jimmy is injured, but he doesn't need to be healthy to do a storyline where Paul Heyman's trying to talk to him all the time. So
I guess.
Yeah. Look, I understand I'm in the minority with this. I just think it's real funny.
Which is funny because you're not a minority on this show.
No, I'm not. I'm 50-50. It's half. But we are perfectly diverse on this show. But I just think it's weird that
perfectly balanced as all things should be.
I just think it's funny that nobody could even understand my point of view. Everyone wants to see Gunther versus Randy Orton so bad that no one could say, well, there is a better story if you go with Tama versus Jay. No one could see it. It was all 100%. One person did. Other than that, it was 100%. Like, no, it needs to be Randy Orton versus Gunther. And it's like, okay, so you just want bangers. So what company is that? The one that you always make fun of for not having stories and just booking bangers. Like,
I suppose.
I like how Dish stuck his neck out and said that Gunther was going to win, or excuse me, that Jey Uso was going to win, and he was shown the door. He was shown to be wrong. He is now doubling down. I love it. I love you.
Doubling down. Yep.
You're awesome.
It's
That
very
is
wrestling.
fucking-
It is very wrestling fan of you to
Yes.
be sticking to
admire
your
that
guns
shit.
to this level.
And it's coming from someone who doesn't even
You
really
just
like Jey
start-
Uso.
you start-
I don't even like.
I'm telling you,
You
this
just start blasting
ridiculous
Journey
love.
and die on that hill.
This ridiculous love of Jey Uso that you bring to this show has got to stop. I've had it with your yeet shirts and just sitting around here just going yeet 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 and talking about how much you love super kicks. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change. By the way,
Jey Uso has turned WWE into the whitest crowd, and when he comes out and everyone in the crowd is doing the yeet dance or whatever it's called, and my son is doing it because he's 10. They all just look like the whitest people ever. It's a mayonnaise convention when Jey Uso comes out.
by the way, mayonnaise conventions, things that wrestling fans would probably attend.
Right.
By the way, the everyone's talking. They were just talking about Freddie Blassie as the mayor of the Munchkin City. Whenever I hear about Freddie Blassie, there is only one thing that I think of, and it's not any of his matches. It's not any of the matches that he managed. It's not him and Hogan. It is one thing and one thing alone, and it is the greatest thing that I think he's ever done. And I'm going to share it with you now. Who else had this VHS tape?
Me.
The single greatest VHS tape that WWE ever put out. It like defined my wrestling fandom. Come on. Whenever Freddie Blassie did any kind of narration for The Undertaker, it was always epic.
Oh man, I loved his. They were using him there in like the late 90s, early 2000s for a lot of different narrations, and I remember the one like right after he died, and I want to say it was for a Desire video, where before it was just like him sitting in an empty locker room by himself, and you could hear him talk about the past and talk about all the things that made the WWF and stuff. His voice was just so powerful.
Oh, I remember that vignette. The last time he was seen, he's in the wheelchair. And he's given the speech to like Team WWF because it was the invasion and the alliance. Then like they're wheeling him out afterwards, and Stephanie gets in his face and goes, "You know what you and the WWF have in common, Freddie? Pretty soon you're both gonna be dead." And then he was dead like very soon thereafter.
They never mentioned it again.
Never again. Everyone, a lot of love for Undertaker the Phenom in the chat right now. I love to see that. It was in the year 1996, there arose a beast, the likes of which had never been seen. I love that VHS. Eastside Reviews, thank you very much again. Says breaking, WWE is heading to Japan for the first time in 5 years this July. Yep, that awesome. Dead X-Man 616 with a $1 super chat. Thank you so much. Shaggyfield 73, $5. Thank you. Says I leave my phone on for 5 minutes and Apollo yells shit and dildos. Time to get headphones. Yeah, welcome to my life. Imagine like being on having him on speakerphone like right after like an episode of Doctor Who is just aired and like being like, oh no. Dead X-Man 616, thank you again. He goes, do you know why the Petite World Order idea sucks? Jericho isn't trying to latch onto it yet. Isn't trying to latch onto it yet.
That is an indicator.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The Petite World Order, folks, what he's talking about, I think, is the Bucks and Okada and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Do
they have a name yet?
No, I don't. I mean, they're just the elite. Yeah, right.
Oh,
they're the elite.
Yeah.
Petite World Order sounds like a thing that Cornette made up. Is that a Cornette thing that I just missed, or
who knows? Twitter can come up with anything at this point.
I don't know.
I do like the NWO though. Never Were Over. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I stopped listening to other podcasts when I started doing this again because I find myself repeating things from other podcasts if I listen to other ones. So yeah, that's just me though.
Alt Jake checking in for $2 says Gunther beating Orton clean is the story, aka suck it diss.
I almost died for you people. Do you understand that?
You were gonna almost die tonight whether you were on this show or not. Okay, the weather didn't show up. The wind didn't start cycloning because we're on the air. Don't give me that crap. I'm happy you're alive, but let's not push it.
I just want you to like me.
HPN checking in. As much crap as Tony Khan gets, Raw and SmackDown have been atrociously boring for over a month. Priest has been horrific, so has Sami. Has Bayley even been on TV? I don't disagree. I have been very bored with WWE the last month. I mean, I know you guys are going to defend it. And you're going to be like, oh, no, like it's post-WrestleMania. What do you expect? King of the Ring, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I don't want to watch the TV. I skim.
I think the past 3 weeks of Raw have been on an upswing. I think that's been better. I'm red pilled on Sami, man. I'm red pilled. I'm done.
I saw you posting about that. Like you were pretty much done with him. Like
I can't
like
I
that.
It's the same thing. He's Bret Hart in 1996. He's coming out saying like, I'm the soul of this company. I'm right. I'm the moral high ground. And it's like, dude, just stop. Yes, you're right, but stop whining. Oh my God.
I'm the heart and soul of this company. And you know who's not? That damn Bill Goldberg. I know he's not going to debut for another 2 years, but still, fuck that guy.
I don't dislike Sami Zayn.
You know,
I dislike
Hold on. What do you got, Apollo? Oh, we got smiling Kevin Apollo again.
You know, I know what the HHH and HBK stands for. Homo.
But it's homo.
Yeah, I don't dislike Sami Zayn. I dislike what this weird like parody of Sami Zayn that he's become. Like it's all about moments. It's all about being the heart of the company and that kind of stuff. It's so boring.
I mean, do you think that they just kind of like missed the boat on him? Do you think it's kind of like a missed opportunity? Like, I would say the ball's kind of been dropped. I mean, he had all this momentum going into WrestleMania 2 years ago, and you're looking at it in terms of like, they couldn't have him be the guy to beat Roman. They couldn't, you know, the match with the Usos was amazing with him and Owens, but like once they won it, it was again like, okay, well now what? And they were just in the tag division at that point.
I think there's only so long that you can play the underdog card before you stop being an underdog.
That's a good point as well. That's a good point as well.
How many times are you going to win the big match before you're not the underdog anymore? Mm-hmm. Sami's not an underdog. Sami is a main eventer, and to treat him like he's, always going to lose, it doesn't make any sense. And like the way they're booking him, why should I believe that Chad Gable or Bronson Reed has a chance against him when he always pulls out of the last minute? He does a stupid little exploder suplex, and then he misses a haluva kick, and then he gets in a submission, and then he escapes, and then he hits the haluva kick, and then the match is over. It's the same thing every time. And
like he's the metal maniac.
Yeah, people were talking.
If you got that reference, I love you.
People kept coming with suggestions about like maybe do a El Generico thing with them or turn them heel or something. And you just need to change it up. You need to do something because this just isn't working anymore for a lot of people too. My son, who got into wrestling because of Sami Zayn, gets bored during his segments and waits for Chad Gable to come out. I mean. That's just the way it is. You know
what? When you're trying to gauge what's working in wrestling and what's not, you don't need to turn to 30-something-year-old neckbeards. You need to look at what a 10-year-old thinks of it because
and he is far more interested in Chad Gable versus Otis than he is Chad Gable versus Sami.
I would agree with that.
But it's not to say that he won't get those matches anyway later on down the line.
Oh, Kevin Apollo's frozen again. But he's frozen in like pensive Kevin Apollo this time.
Right. I tried to think of some comedic meme for it, but I couldn't.
Oh, he's gone. He'll be back. He'll be back, folks.
He always is.
Maybe the tornado hit his house now. He's on down the road. But then, so I agree with you, HPN. Alt Jake saying Taker is my all-time favorite with that theme. And yes, I agree. That electric guitar riff theme, that was my Undertaker. Like that was peak prime Undertaker to me. What did you guys think of? What is your favorite Undertaker theme? Do you have one?
The one that had a very orchestral sound to it. That's the one I liked. The one with the horn and the
okay. Oh, like
yeah.
the very like the one with like the pipe organ, like the very early one.
You know what? The first one was all right too, because I can play that on piano.
WWE
And,
the Music Volume 2.
Yeah. Okay, if that's where it was from, but yeah, that was the best one. But I have a kind of like a bad take to a lot of people, but I never really dug the Undertaker until around probably 3-4 years ago.
Get out.
I just did no joke. I mean, I just
No,
wasn't
I'm not
into it.
saying get out as in I don't believe you. I'm gonna get the hell out of my show.
Okay, see ya.
No,
Awful
don't.
wrestling,
No, we've only got 3 people left. Don't leave.
We're all white at that point. There's no diversity.
We need to keep you around. I need that BlackRock money. Apollo's gone. They're gonna cut our funding.
Yeah, DEI.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he wasn't all that appealing to me as far as
I get you.
he got better around, the Kurt Angle time. It was just like, okay, he's got, he's drawing on me, but other than that, nah, not a big fan.
I liked him more like late 2000s, which is weird because I hated WWE at that time. But the whole like he goes away for a while and he comes back and he does something spooky and then he has a great match and then he goes away for a while and then he comes back and does something where he wasn't involved in these ridiculous storylines because that's really the thing about a Taker that was always bad was that they'd always put him in terrible storyline. Like he had the King.
There was a beauty to that. There was a beauty to awful Undertaker stories. Like there's a beauty to like a guy in a gorilla suit just showed up and now he's got to fight him. Like there's a beauty. There's a beauty to like Paul Heyman is managing an idiot and that idiot is fixated on the Undertaker. Heidenreich.
What was his name? What was
I've got the greatest idea.
What?
You hate the Undertaker, but you love raping Michael Cole.
Oh my!
I
remember like when they did the thing where Heidenreich, had his way with Michael Cole in the men's room. Taz like got up to like go after them, like to check on Cole, and I'm like, oh, where's this going? Is Taz gonna like choke him out? No, nothing happened. Like Taz probably walked in and was like, whoa. Taz walked in and was just like, yeah, I'm out.
What was the who was the Kevin Thorne? The character Kevin Thorne played where he was like White Undertaker.
Mordecai.
Mordecai. Yeah.
I couldn't wait for the Mordecai Undertaker feud that never happened.
They teased it and but Mordecai was terrible. He was really
look, the more terrible they are, the better the Undertaker feud is. I'm sorry. The Punjabi prison match with Khali that never happened. When he was so bad they couldn't put him on live TV, so they had to send Big Show out there, and Big Show's walking down the aisle crying, looking at this bamboo cage. Go ahead, Kevin.
The best part of that match is when the cage closes and Big Show just goes, no!
I love when he's walking out to the ring and he clear as day gestures at it and goes, "What the fuck is that?" Oh my god.
It's so weird too.
Why do I gotta do this?
Taker never had a problem working with terrible gimmicks and terrible wrestlers, but when he was in there with a smaller guy, he always looked like he was fed up with him. Like he just didn't want to be.
What like with Jeff Hardy? Wasn't there like a moment? Wasn't there a moment in that first Punjabi prison match where like the thing shuts and the Undertaker just like visibly rolls his eyes? Like I can't
rolls his fucking eyes.
And not to the back of his head.
But you know what? I will say, speaking of like Undertaker like theme songs, one that I think is very underrated is "You Done It Now, You've Gone and Made a Big Mistake." I loved that theme, and whenever he comes out as the American Badass, they're always playing Roland and they're playing American Badass. I'm like, no, play that one. Play the Jim Johnston one with the dead man walking. Like that was my Undertaker theme that I loved.
I hated that song. Oh my
Why?
God, I hate it.
And I can't allow you to think you could just walk away.
Because as much as now I understand that I understand that Kid Rock is terrible. Now I do. But at that point, I thought
Bro,
American Badass was so perfect.
Always kicking asshole's ass. It
Oh
doesn't
my
get
God.
better than that.
So
It's like
turn
Christmas
around and face the piper. You're gonna pay because the end is now. Come on! Oh, so good. And it was like it was literally a thing where anytime anyone pissed Apollo off, I would just go, "You've done it now. You've gone." It was. I love it so much.
I was a demon. I was a demon at New York Sports Club. I will admit that.
If you want to see him at his most disappointed, Undertaker, go back and watch him and Kane versus Chronic. Because he worked so hard to get Chronic in WWE.
Oh, that was so heartbreaking.
And what that match, the whole time you could just tell he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
You better get your ass up. I love whenever Undertaker's in a match and like right when the bell rings, he gets into like that shooter stance with his hands up, and you're like, "Oh, that's his. You're gonna work tonight." Like, yeah. And then the last time he tried to do it was with Goldberg, and he nearly died. So I think that was when he was like, "All right, no more shooter stance." Like WrestleMania with Batista.
I told you about that. Goldberg.
It's it. He kicked me in the head, and then he dropped you on yours. He got a thing for heads, man. Oh my God.
Bill Goldberg loves heads.
What does every Bill Goldberg want?
My son has been going back and watching Undertaker stuff on YouTube, and he keeps showing me the video, but not of anything from TV. It's the one where he's complaining about how he had to squash John Cena at WrestleMania. That's the funniest thing.
I didn't want to do it.
I worked for 3 months to get in shape for this match, and they come in and tell me I'm working for 4 minutes.
Oh, poor Cena with that one too. Oh my God. Eastside Reviews checking in, says bet money Mercedes joins the Elite at the pay-per-view. That's actually not a bad prediction. I'm not saying it's not a bad idea. I'm saying it's not a bad prediction.
I'm saying it's
it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea.
It's a great idea.
Well, let's just put all the coldest acts in one. Let's get Jericho in there too while we're at it. Like, just
take
everyone
all the people that I'll never
Jericho.
Okay.
Take all the people that I'll never ever want to watch and put them in one segment so I don't have to watch it. That works great for me.
It might actually help the ratings.
John JID 999 checking in. Thank you very much. Says I'm a massive fan of Taker. His worst matches are his best ones. Him getting knocked out from the chloroform by Giant Gonzalez at Mania 9 is awesome. It is. It's especially in like because I used to always love to think about like when Vince would like come up to the Undertaker in the back and be like, "Listen, I've got the greatest plan for you, buddy."
I got a Mr. Goodbody suit, and we're gonna put fur on it, and then we're gonna put a giant in it. That's right. And you know what? He can't bend his knees. He can't speak English, but it's gonna be money.
What?
He's gonna put you in your neck every night for months.
That era of wrestling is the only time anyone's ever uttered the phrase, "Oh, thank God I'm working Kamala tonight." That's
I got a 10-foot tall Indian man, and I put him in sweatpants, and we're building a giant bamboo cage as we speak. What?
Oh my God.
That's always got to be the response. Oh God damn it! What? we're gonna. He actually told the story about the Inferno man. Oh, go ahead, Kev. I know what story you're going to.
All of them, all the I've got the greatest ideas. They stem from the original phone call. Hello. Is the Undertaker there? I don't know who that is, but no, you got the wrong number. Click. Hello. Ring. Is the Undertaker there? I already told you no. You got the wrong number. Ring, ring, ring,
ring,
hello.
ring.
Listen, you're the Undertaker. Just say hello, damn
it. That was how he called him to like sign him to a contract. Oh my god. Neckbeard checking it says 8.
Hey.
Neckbeard saying "Ain't No Grave" by Johnny Cash is the best Taker theme. No, it is
yeah.
not. It was fine until they played it for 25 minutes after his match with Triple H.
Oh shit. That's the song. Okay.
Oh, remember that? It's just there ain't no grave can hold my body. Oh man.
I've got the greatest idea. We're gonna set the ring on fire.
What?
And the only way to win the match is to set your opponent on fire.
Listen, I never have refused to do a job before in my life, but we're lighting Glenn on fire, right? we ain't lighting me on fire. Though then the one time he did get lit on fire was by accident.
Yeah.
God. Oh, I was there. I was there for that.
You were there when he got set on fire at the Elimination Chamber?
Yes, I was there for that. He looked so angry.
I would be too. But you know what? Like most guys, if they caught on fire on the way to the ring, would be like, huddled in the fetal position, like in an ambulance somewhere. The Undertaker just got mad.
Yeah, we didn't know why he was so angry. Like, he came out and the fire went up, and then like he just kind of ducked down for a second and people came out, and then he got up again. You didn't really get to see what was going on because it was kind of covered a little bit, at least from our vantage point. But he was mad. You could tell he was mad going down. You could tell he was mad in the ring. They kept trying not to get the camera on him because he was pissed off. Like, you could tell
pouring water bottles on him.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, and we didn't know why. Like, we had no idea. We just saw him pouring water bottles on him. But yeah, I was totally there for that. And everyone was kind of like, what's going on? Why is he doing it? It's the same thing, though. Like, when I was there when Brian Pillman died, no one knew the hell Brian Pillman died, and everyone was acting
You weren't there when Brian Pillman died.
I was there when they announced
that Brian Pillman died. Yeah.
I was there when they announced
You were there when they brought out Sonny and the Midgets.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Died. Here comes Sonny and the Midgets.
Sonny, while they were announcing that, Sonny was dancing around the Hell in a Cell. Like, it was very strange.
I'm sure she was. Now she's still dancing around a cell today, actually.
Yeah, how about that?
Poor Sonny. Do you hear? Now she's saying she's gonna die in jail. Do you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that. I mean, like, it's a possibility.
She has blood clots or something, and she's saying she's not getting the attention she deserves. I don't know, but
no more sunny days.
I know. She was my man. She was back in the day, like, over Sable for me, over everyone. It was Sunny, and to see what she became, it was just like. I remember looking up
the giant. I understood Sable. She was like not even the prettiest girl in the trailer park at this point.
She's white panty hot.
Oh my god. Yeah, but no, apparently like Russo and Vince and Kevin Dunn were like obsessed with her.
Bro, she's so hot. You don't even understand. And look at those
I don't.
handbags.
Yeah, really, for real.
Just wait until she talks. Are you boys ready for the grind? This is the same company that tried to convince us that China was hot after they melted her jaw.
That was a weird thing. That was a really weird thing.
Oh God! By the way, if your son is watching Undertaker stuff, I gotta send you the link for the Undertaker the Phenom in full on Daily Motion, because he needs to see that. It just tells the whole story from like 96 to 98, like, because it goes from, I think, the Boiler Room Brawl all the way to Taker and Paul Bearer like forming the Ministry.
Yeah, I want to find the Kane book. Does anybody remember the Kane book?
I read that cover to cover. The in gimmick Kane book. Oh my God, I read the hell out of that. Where they were like, this is the book that's going to tie it all together. That's going to make everything make sense. Yes, he was driving and unfamiliar with a stick shift when he's supposed to be chained up in Paul Bearer's basement. But it's all going to make sense when you read this book. And it didn't. But they snuck Snitsky in there. And I had to give the author credit for that. by putting Snitsky into like Kane's origin story. Man, can I tell you, like, the thing that I'm the angriest about Randy Orton about to this day? Like, I am so angry at Randy Orton still. Up until like the last minute, it was supposed to be the Undertaker and Kane versus Heidenreich and Snitsky at WrestleMania. They were building to it. They had done vignettes for it. And then Randy Orton couldn't get over as a babyface, so they had to turn him heel and put him against the Undertaker. And I did not get my Brothers of Destruction versus the Morons match that I wanted so terribly.
Oh, thank God.
Is anyone else lamenting? Look, that would have been the bad Undertaker match to end all bad Undertaker matches.
Shit.
No. There would have been a terror attack to stop that.
What about the time? Who was it that he ended up wrestling a handicap match against at WrestleMania? Because wasn't it he was supposed to?
Because no, it was Nathan Jones. Yeah,
that's right.
He already paid his debt to society.
Tick tock.
It's just like, okay, Nathan Jones, you're terrible. It's just like
black from me nipples.
But it's just like Nathan Jones was so bad that they'd rather just send Undertaker out by himself to fight two people than have Nathan Jones in the match.
Yeah, he did a run-in, didn't he?
Yeah,
he runs it at the end. Yeah. Kev, you remember the one takeaway from that match, though, right? The one thing the Undertaker
was
did?
That Undertaker did a leapfrog and popped the house off the roof.
When the Undertaker did a leapfrog and the universe was like, oh my God.
Oh shit, this is awesome.
Oh man. Oh, we got another super chat. Dead X-Man 616 $5. Thank you so much. Says Sonny and Snuka still in the Hall of Fame, but not restricted. Yeah, they're the Hall of Famers that Vince wants you to forget about, or not Vince anymore. The WWE wants you to forget about. Yeah. They're the reason why you're not going to probably see most of the ECW guys in there, because they're like, if there's a chance of them getting in trouble in the future, we're not going there.
Yeah, let's wait until they're dead.
Yeah.
Or at least in a wheelchair or some shit.
Yeah. No, we've learned our lesson a couple times. We were speaking about Mercedes Moné, and I wanted to talk about two prominent wrestling media figures. Both had takes on Mercedes Moné this week, and I wanted to present them both and kind of discuss them. Okay, so we've got, I'm gonna share my screen. We have got here Jim Cornette and Dave Meltzer. So who do we want to hear from first?
Always Cornette. Always.
Let's go with Dave.
You know what? I kind of want to go with Dave first too. Yeah. She has to adjust the character to the promotion, the way she came out and everything like that. It's that weird patterned ring entrance they do in WWE that absolutely does not fit with this crowd. I don't think the CEO thing works either. It feels totally out of place in that company. It's not like WWE is bad, but it is different and nobody else does it. Sometimes when nobody else does it, it is actually a good thing. But this is not that case. She's doing this thing that doesn't feel right in an AEW environment. Okay, stop talking about it like it's two different planets, first of all. They've already copied WWE's set. They copy so much of their production value. Stop blaming the WWE for Mercedes Moné falling flat on her face. Like, stop it, Dave.
This is the truest example of saying everything and nothing all at once. It's crazy. Dave Meltzer presents every scenario under the sun in order to always assume correctness. He's a trip. He cracks me up.
Wow, my Twitter just like went into dark mode, like right here, like while I'm screen sharing. It's like, whoa, what the hell just happened? All right, so I'm going to do the Cornette one now. I'm going to do an impression, but I want to preface this by saying I love Jim Cornette, and this impression is not making fun of him. It is an homage to him. First of all, put your fucking hands down. Why she got her goddamn hands? We've seen the rings that spell out money talks or whatever. Put your goddamn hands down. It looks ridiculous and unnatural. Why are you standing that way constantly? Secondly, go to acting school. Or thirdly, hire you a writer to write some. Oh, I forgot. Alexandra Pepperday's writing this shit. What the fuck? They spent money for this girl to do promos on TV, and she can't talk. There you go. That's my Jim Cornette impersonation. But yeah, no, he's right. He's dead on right. Oh my God.
Guys, this is a simple case of
policy. It's a simple case of it then froze.
My dumb interwebs. Sorry.
You really got to get a hardwire connection, my friend.
Am I back?
Get back now.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I got nests and everything, and it's telling me that I'm blazing fast, and it's fucking listening to from Zed from Police Academy talk.
Oh my God. Take advantage of being here and having it work. Tell us what you wanted to hear.
Okay, this is a simple case of Vince was right. She spent all this time telling everybody that she was the one. Vince went, it ain't you. And stop putting her on fucking TV. She stinks. She's always stunk. She has no personality. She is a cosplay superstar. She is. It's like I can't remember who said her on Twitter the other day, but like it's like watching a Valley girl want to be a cool black chick. It's just like she's a fucking train wreck.
Yeah,
she stinks.
It's not working.
I don't know why we have to pretend she's the one, but she
because
was the least.
I agree, but her fans are ridiculously fanatical.
Wait a second. Wait.
Are they still? No. What?
Do I get a pass now? Can I say bad things about Mercedes since he did first?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I've never, ever liked her. Never liked her. She's one of the reasons I stopped watching in 2017. I don't get it. I've never gotten it. I was at a Royal Rumble, the one where Ronda came back, and I really don't like Ronda, but I was happier to see Ronda than Sasha. I can't.
Wow. I
don't like her. There's something about her that makes me want to turn the TV off every time she's on. And it's the way she talks, it's the way she moves, just everything. I agree 100%. She was I don't know why she got the following she did. I don't know what she did to earn it. She's fine in the ring, but give me Bayley or Asuka or Bianca or any of these people any day of the week over Sasha. I've never understood it.
But on top of that, I will add, she's really mean.
Like there is nothing remotely likable or genuine about her. Like if you're gonna make it work, personality has to shine through, and she's got the personality of dog diarrhea. It's just nothing there to work with.
Oh, yeah, dog diarrhea, Kevin. Dog diarrhea can be pretty dynamic in the right situation.
Oh my God!
Go ahead.
She got over because the network was brand new. NXT was hot as fuck. More people were probably watching NXT then than they were now. And when she was with Charlotte, and then Bayley was her lackey, and they were beefing with Paige. The four of them all coming up at the same time was new and fresh. But at the end of the day, once Becky ascended, she got knocked out of that top four and was never, ever going to get her way back in. And to her, she has convinced herself that she belongs in that upper tier, and she doesn't. Again, Vince was right. That's why he told her ass to sit down. She's injury prone. She's unlikable. There's just nothing fucking there. I would rather sit down and have to fucking watch, I don't know, Giant Gonzalez in the fucking War Games match before we knock out Brian Pillman.
There's some entertainment to be had for that.
Just watching Giant Gonzalez just wandering around, not knowing what to do, on a 4-hour loop that have to ever be fucking goddamned and watch her match. It is a punishment from fucking hell every time she shows them on TV. I don't give a fuck. I don't know why we have to pretend that she's anything worthwhile. She fucking stinks.
Hold on, I just looked at the chat, and Plenty and Picks a Lot checking in with $50. Thank you so much.
Hey-o.
Last super chat for a while. Just wanted to thank the entire panel for regularly giving us all such entertaining and fun content during tough days. Y'all rock. No, you rock, Plenty and Picks a Lot. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. It's the biggest super chat we've ever gotten. Thank you so. You know what? I wish I should have like a round of applause thing for something like this, or like a thing that that dances. But you know what? The fact that you just gave us that amount of money is going to really tick off a lot of like people on Twitter who probably look like this person. So I'm going to give you this celebratory freak out on their behalf. There we go.
You know what?
In place of applause, I got to get an applause thing. Thank you so much.
You know what? Maybe as a reward, since we have to get to it anyway, maybe this is a good time for Dr. D.
Yeah, you know what? That'll take us into Dr. D Dave Schultz promo of the week. So here we go, folks. I think we need to get if anybody wants to write a Dr. D Dave Schultz promo of the week song, and we can have a contest for it to see which one makes the cut, because I feel like this segment now is so popular that it needs its own theme song. But Dr. D Dave Schultz promo of the week is not just Dr. D this week, folks. We have got an all-star supporting cast in this one. Not only is everybody's favorite Dr. D side character Mean Gene Okerlund making an appearance here, but we've also got Rowdy Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff checking in. So this can only be
good. Oh, God. This one?
Come on in, Roddy Piper, Dr. David Schultz, and you, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Okay, Paul Orndorff does this weird thing in every Mean Gene interview where he just stands in front of him with his back camera.
It's awesome.
It's great. I don't understand it, but it's great.
Six-man tag, Putski.
I'm just tired of having to make facial expressions.
You know something? I've wrestled Hulk Hogan.
Paul Orndorff only had one facial expression.
He had what? Oh, yes.
He only had one facial expression.
Wrestled Hulk Hogan. He couldn't beat me. I wrestled Tito Santana. He couldn't beat me. I wrestled Salvatore Palomo. He couldn't beat me. I've beaten everyone on my.
Salvatore Palomo, wasn't he in ECW?
No, that was Salvatore.
No, I think it was.
I don't know.
Was it?
No,
Kevin, who am I thinking of? I have no idea. But anyway, continue.
No, I think you're right. In the very beginning, in Eastern.
Early.
Oh, okay, early. Gotcha.
Like hardcore TV, like before there was a Joey Styles.
When there was Jimmy Snuka and
Jimmy Snuka does some great work there because he's heel. It's the first time I've ever seen Jimmy Snuka be a heel, and he's fantastic. Here we go.
And know what do they do? Now they try to gang up on us. Well, it's not going to work because we're going to beat them just like we've beaten everybody else.
All right, Dr. David Schultz.
I'm not going to say nothing about what happened the last time when Roddy Piper and myself.
I like that Piper and Orndorff are just having a conversation amongst themselves right now while the doctor is talking.
What is this rib? What is
what?
Okay, like I've seen plenty of Orndorff interviews with Gene where he'll walk in front of him at first and then move to the side, but he's not moving this time.
He's not. No, he's like, this is where I am. This is my mark. I'm going to it, and I am not moving for anything. You know what? I bet it's. What do you think? It's do you think like the wrestlers had an inside joke about how Mean Gene loves the camera and Mean Gene loves to like involve himself more than like a regular announcer should be? And this was Paul Orndorff like pissing Mean Gene off by just blocking him from the camera completely.
100%.
Yeah, easily. When you're sitting inside the AEW arena for 6-7 hours at a time, you want to make sure that you have some fun while you do it. So why not?
We're popping ourselves on territorial promo day.
One of these weeks we have to play the bloopers that they have, because then you can see them all doing ribs on Gene the whole time. Like
love to do that at some point.
Left the garden, but some big goof was toted out. Now you got.
He said I'll send goofs. It's with the Big Show called Kai and Tai a bunch of goofs with an F. And he got suspended for it because people thought he said something else. Kevin, you do it the best.
Oh, no, hold on. I remember this. I was like, what the hell did I just see? It's like 9:45. They're walking down the hall. They got me wrestling with these two beeps. They immediately go to commercial. And they come back. They got me wrestling with these two goofs. And then we don't see the Big Show for a fucking year.
He got sent to OVW. I'll send goofs.
Send goofs.
He got sent to OVW.
What did you do to get here?
How the hell did the Big Show just come crashing through my roof here in Louisville, Kentucky? Oh, you can't say goofs there, big fella. That's your problem. I just said goofs. All right, don't worry. We got you here in OVW, and now my wife is going to grow Batista out of a river, and he's going to kill you. Let's not forget, Sin created Batista as the Leviathan, and he rose out of the. I'm not criticizing this. I loved this, where she created the Leviathan out of the river, and the Leviathan came out, and it was Batista, and it was to kill the Big Show. All right. Anyway, we're taking too much of a detour here.
Rocky Johnson and that Tony Atlas and Ivy Busty.
Hold on.
Now you got Rocky Johnson and that Tony Atlas and Ivy Busty.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We've got what this promo was?
No. I mean, I know because I watched it before.
Okay, let's take bets. Is he going to make a Pollock joke, or is he?
No. I think it's going where you think it's going. Do you think it was like the second he said Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas? I think everyone was just like,
this can only go one of two ways.
Now you got Rocky Johnson and that Tony Atlas and Ivy Busty. Let me tell you, happy birthday, Tony Atlas. Happy birthday, because where I come from, and I'm gonna remember where I come from. We're
getting close. Getting warmer.
Where we go. Sometimes you just have to pause and just consider where we might be going with this.
That's a good point, because he could totally go off on lady boys in California or something for
100%. All right, here we go.
Let me tell you, happy birthday, Tony Atlas. Happy birthday, because where I come from, and I'm gonna remember where I come from. We tie people up on their birthday and we whoop them.
Oh.
We whoop them. We give them one lick for each year of their age. And that means you're going to have stripes all over your back, boy.
Okay.
He's riding the razor, isn't he?
Okay.
He's truly
right on the edge.
Razor.
Right on the edge.
I don't think that's very funny. I can't laugh.
He's right on the edge of this one. Oh boy, we are in plausible deniability territory here, folks.
Why did I think of Denzel Washington for some reason?
I was just talking about birthdays. You know about birthdays. You're the racist for thinking it was anything but birthdays.
Yeah.
By the way, I would like to point out that Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper have not stopped having their conversation for one single second.
Oh, no.
All right. Continue.
How much coke was in the coke?
Happy birthday.
That wasn't none of that diet coke, was it? Sorry.
Because where I come from, and I'm going to remember where I come from, we tie people up on their birthday and we whoop them. We whoop them. We give them one lick for each year of their age. And that means you're going to have stripes.
Is it actually Tony Atlas's birthday? Yes or no?
Yes. 100%.
You think it is? It is? Okay. You know what? This was from 4/7/1984. I'm looking up right now.
I knew it. I knew he was going to do it, chat. He was going to look it up.
Atlas birthday. Tony Atlas's birthday is April 23rd, 1954. So, okay. By the time they get to this house show, it might actually be on Tony Atlas's birthday. So
See, he's got it right on time.
No, he found the avenue that he could take to cut this promo that he clearly needed to cut.
Oh, yeah. It was burning inside.
This has been building up in me, Gene, for a very long time.
I like to think that he goes like, okay, well, it's his birthday, right? So where do I go from there? Let me think. I know, whipping him with a belt. That works perfectly.
That's what you do. That's what you do on a birthday. Haven't you ever had a birthday, Gene?
I remember where I come from. What does that even mean?
I bet you did. I bet you had the birthday parties with your mama inside being banged by Sergeant Slaughter's daddy, and while your daddy watches, and no one showed up to your birthday party because you're ugly and I don't like you.
And I'm going to remember where I come from. We tie people up on their birthday and we whoop them. We whoop them. We give them one lick for each year of their age. And that means you're going to have...
Hold on. Wait, I just noticed something else. Did anyone else notice Roddy Piper take his belt off?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm ready for it, sonny boy. Here we go. Look. Oh, yeah.
I'm about to make this a whole lot worse than it needs to be.
All over your back, boy. And then I'm going to grab...
And Gina's like, all right. Like, he's trying to move us along here, but, that ain't happening.
He got away with saying boy twice, by the way.
He did. But to his credit, he calls everyone that.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe the reason he calls everyone that is so that he can get away with calling Tony Atlas that. I don't know. But
right all over your back, boy. And then I'm going to grab Rocky Johnson.
It's still 84. So there's a lot of things you can still do.
Yeah. I think he's bringing Rocky Johnson into this now.
Their age. And that means you're going to have stripes all over your back, boy. And then I'm going to grab Rocky Johnson and I'm going to pretend it's his birthday. And we're going to put straps on him. And we're going to hold Ivan Pusky.
Okay, so now we're putting we're whipping both of Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas in this scenario now, just for the hell of it. And now here you might be asking yourselves the question: are they going to whip Ivan Putski too? Because if they do, then we can maybe think that this is not what we're talking about. Okay, let's see.
And I'm gonna pretend.
Why would we whip up whole lot?
You don't whip the pole.
We're gonna put straps on him, and we're gonna hold Ivan Putski and make him witness it because I think he's...
So Ivan Putski is not getting whipped. Ivan Putski watches as you whip the other two. I wonder why. Well, that's the Pola. It's a little known fact, Gene, that the Polish people. The Polish people, more than anything, hate to see people getting whipped with belts. That's the biggest punishment we could get for you, Ivan Putski.
He needs to see what it's all about.
All right, very good. Roddy Piper, I'd love to talk to you, however, time does not permit.
Giant killers don't have time anyway.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Big card back at Madison Square Garden.
And this made air. This made the air.
So high, I have nothing to offer. It was 84, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. This was like it was 84, which
they come back and there's another promo about Rocky that's worse.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
We decided to dance on the other side of the line. You're like, holy shit! How did that?
Oh, okay.
TV? And you go,
I gotta look for that one.
It was 84.
Rex Gardner checking in says I was a fan of hers in WWE, but talking about Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks. But her promos outside WWE are bad. Loved her in-ring work, but she doesn't care anymore. She has no passion, only for money. I mean, I don't begrudge anyone who has a passion for money because I have a passion for money. But yeah. This is Rex Gardner now saying, which wrestler has the best booty? Zelina, Naomi, Jade, Cargill, or Becky Lynch?
Is there any sort of competition in this one?
Becky Lynch doesn't have one.
Yeah, right.
I'm so. Why is Becky on this list?
I think that's comedic effect. I think this is shtick. Just saying. It's shtick, and it's Naomi, by the way.
You're not kidding.
The answer is Naomi. Come on, there's one answer to this question.
That was that was her gimmick for the first 2 years.
Your gimmick is you've got a butt.
Put a little ass on it.
You're like female Rikishi.
All right.
Oh God, this is going.
What? Iris, we're gonna make you a dinosaur, but not any kind of dinosaur. A Funkasaurus. You're a funky dino, and not only do you love the funk, not only are you gonna dance, we're gonna give you big booty bitches.
Oh God,
that's right. Funkadactyl.
Oh, the Funkadactyl. I forgot she was.
Stick that ass.
I forgot she was a Funkadactyl.
Oh yeah,
while she works that ass.
Okay, wrestling confessional time.
Okay,
I loved Funkasaurus.
Oh.
I loved it. I loved everything. I loved the fact that they built him up like he was going to be a monster, and then he came in and started dancing, and the funk, everything about that package, I loved 100%. I was there for it. Absolutely, my favorite thing in WWE at the time.
He was a baby Funkasaurus. They hatched him from a giant egg in the back, the way they did the gobbledygooker. But we learned as he aged that the Funkasaurus, as a species, the Funkasaurus actually grows horizontally. Little known fact.
The Funkasaurus is something you can show non-wrestling fans, and they'll get a kick out of it every time. They'll love it every time. You know, it was so. I was so upset when they put A-Train with him.
Who wasn't? Plenty of pics a lot. Checking in. You do not have to give any more, my friend, but thank you. He says, I lied, Marv. When are we getting the Dr. D puppet? Never. Dr. D is a Tooney Talk Wrestling thing. If I made every puppet that everybody asked me for, I would do nothing else. But like I need a I need like a workshop of elves that don't need to be paid to build these puppets.
And that would never work on YouTube. You'd get demonetized in 5 minutes.
Oh, of course, because to do the puppet any kind of gimmick, to do it any kind of justice, you would have to really go all the way with it. Oh my goodness. All right. So you know what? There was another video clip I wanted to play actually. You know what? I'll hold off on that. Okay, yeah, I want to go to this Jim Ross thing actually. So Jim Ross has lost his absolute ever-loving mind. On one of the first episodes we talked about, I believe. So I'm going to briefly go through this one. Where Jim Ross noted the major similarities between Tony Khan and his mentor, Cowboy Bill Watts. Now, folks, if you've never seen the old cowboy, let me just tell you something. He ain't Tony Khan. Okay? He has taken bowel movements larger than Tony Khan. But he said because compared to Watts, speaking on his ability to listen to talent. All right, so that was the first thing JR said that made me raise my eyebrow. And then I was like, you know what? The guy's trying to make his money. I understand. Then something else happened just the other day. Okay, this one I have no excuse for. Jim Ross refers to Tony Khan as an alpha male. I've been really enjoying Collision here lately. The team who writes that do a real good job. I know it's spearheaded by Tony Khan, and there's no doubt who the alpha male in that company is, and that's a good thing. That's how it was when I first went to WWE with Vince. He had his hands in everything. T-shirt designs, ticket prices, on sale dates, venues, everything. Oh, no. He had his hands in everything? Oh, Jim, what are you doing?
Poor choice of words.
Oh, God. Oh, and this just happened, too. It's not one of those, I know exactly what I'm saying. Everything, every single thing happened, and that's what he wanted us. He liked to be deeply involved. So, Tony Khan is the first thing that comes to mind when you think Tony Khan alpha male. Just,
Yes, indeed, I do.
John JID 999. What is going on with JR? He has lost his mind. I think he sees the end of his contract coming, and he's like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something to keep this gravy train rolling. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that he said this. I cannot believe that he made this a thing.
This is a rib.
It's gotta be.
This is a rib.
What if Jim Ross is telling us the truth? And Tony Khan is, in fact, the closest thing you have to an alpha male in AEW.
Oh, God. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
Let's look at it for what it is. And he's like, I ain't never seen nothing like this. I went to see Oklahoma and San Francisco, and I saw more alpha males there. At a backstage production of Les Mis that I've seen here.
It is.
Tony is alpha.
Yeah,
it's just Soy Boy Central.
Comparatively speaking, Cowboy Tony Khan. Oh my goodness.
Old FTR getting high off of Grundle fumes and screaming at everybody on Twitter. Actual bitch fits. It's not very alpha.
Well, look, at the end of the day, JR is doing what all of them do. JR is doing what every single one of them do on that roster. They understand that the only way he's getting behind a commentary desk is if he goes out there and he preaches the praises of Dialita. That's the way to do it.
But that's going a little too far there, Marv. I mean, goddamn, you don't have to say that. You can say that he's a good leader. You can say that he's I don't know what you say, but you don't say that. You don't say he's the alpha male. Only he's an A-mino, if that makes any sense. Alpha male in name only. I mean, because other than that, he's passive aggressive. He's got obviously feminine tendencies. I don't know where he gets up with that. I mean, I don't know why he would say that in order to continue collecting a paycheck. It's just.
I mean, look, what if it's a rib? What if
it's a rib too?
What if it is? Like, what if it's like JR says it and it's like when you tell the guy, like, hey, nice shirt, man. You're a real playboy, aren't you? And the guy thinks you're serious, but like you and your buddies are laughing about it. That might be this situation. Because Tony Khan he went and told his Jamaican nanny Agape that he's a big bad alpha male.
I mean, he may be the alpha male only in the fact that he's the last person with say. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Rex Gardner saying Jim Ross sauces were used as, oh my God. You can read it, folks. It makes for a more flavored Cheerio for his illegal paralegals. Oh my God.
Where's all the barbecue sauce? I just dropped on the whole potato. Where'd it go? Shut up, I'm busy.
I'm having a barbecue. Oh God! Oh no! You guys! Oh my God!
I want to see what Chipotle does to this little girl's hole.
Oh! And then you took it way too far. Shaggy Phil 73.
I need some smoke here.
Oh man, we're getting demonetized. JR went from being forced to kiss his boss's ass in WWE to actually doing it voluntarily in AEW. So
it's a rib. It's something to pop the boys and the girls back there.
I honestly think it might be. I think it might be.
I mean, this is Jim Ross we're talking about. I mean, this guy worked with Bill Watts. He worked with some real alpha males back in the day. Come on now. This is.
I mean, the fact that he ever compared. If you were to ask AI, like, please tell me what the opposite of Cowboy Bill Watts is, it would be Tony Khan.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, like good Lord.
Even if, let's say, if you're Jim Ross, right, and we this is the thing, Jim Ross is in a category in unto himself, right? He is the GOAT. I'd say, and he's very underappreciated. You know, the only person who comes close to what Jim Ross can do is Joey Styles. They are storytellers.
Yeah,
they're not just color commentators. And why does Jim Ross struggle in AEW? Because these morons don't know how to storytell. So they can't give, match-wise, they can't give Jim the room he needs to fill the dead air. Because it's, I'm going to fall on my head, and then you're going to fall on your head, and then I'm going to fall on my head, and then we're going to fall on our heads together. And then we're going to get up, and we're going to run around in circles, and then we're going to do some sissy forearms, and then we're going to fall on our heads again. There's no room for him to inject the soap into the opera. The JR could take a mid at best match and turn it into the fucking Godfather 2 because he could give you drama and he can make you care. He can't do that in AEW. It's why he's lost, because he's trying to do something for these idiots that they don't appreciate, and they're just incapable of feeding him what he needs the way he needs to be fed. So you let the fucking idiot in the mask say absolutely nothing. Shivani is just clearly there to take a check and crush on Britt Baker, and Taz is there because his kid, you know.
Let me put it this. I think I've come up with the perfect way to sum this up. Tony Khan is more alpha 5 than he is alpha male.
Oh God.
Period.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Tony Khan, like CM Punk starts choking out Jack Perry.
Get back here! I need my Elite Rangers.
Oh, calling all Power Rangers. By the way, when they did that Power Rangers Once and Always special on Netflix, when I saw the trailer and I heard Alpha 5's voice, I was like, oh my heart, like that. I digress. That's a topic for Thursday. Oh man. Sending love here. Cody Duffy says, lost my mom. Thank you for being a distraction. Major condolences to you and your family, man. From all of us here at Tooney Town Wrestling, major condolences to you and your family. You're in our thoughts. And our prayers for those of us that pray. And man, I'm glad we're able to distract you. So let's keep distracting Cody, guys. John JID 999 checking in again says, if you don't know who Bill Watts is, watch Mid-South 1982. He's all over that show doing some amazing commentary about airports, colleges, and footballs, straight from the Irish McNeil's Boys Club. Yeah, I love that. That's my puppet making show. I put on Mid-South on my iPad on my workbench, and I just, you know, while I'm working on the next cast members of Tooney Town Wrestling. So, all right. So let's go.
Wait till these little people arrive. Wait till these little people arrive, folks. You're just, there ain't nothing like them. You're going to love them. I promise you, it's going to be one of the best things you've ever seen. You're going to get a kick out of these little guys looking like they're small versions of big people. Ain't nothing like it.
For like 6 weeks. For like 6 weeks, he says this. Now, and my favorite was, he's like, now for all you kids, you little youngsters out there, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Now these are not children. These are little men. Like, it just keeps going and going. And I'm like, Bill, stop. Oh man. Good Lord. Yeah, but I highly recommend. Look, I think that going back and rewatching territory stuff now is something that if you were like Joan, if for some reason you're not getting enough wrestling, folks, I mean, wrestling's on like literally every day, of the week. If you're not getting enough, or you're not getting enough wrestling that you like, go back and watch it, because you have, if like they always said on when they would play reruns, if it's not, if you haven't seen it, it's new to you. Eastside Reviews checking in, and he says, nah, at least Alpha 5 stood up to Ivanus. It was non-canon. It didn't count. But yes, he did. He did. Can I just say, like in the movie theater as a kid, I cheered when Alpha 5 karate chopped Ivanus in the stomach. I was like, good for you, man. Like you knew you weren't coming out of this all right. Like there was no universe out there where you thought that you were actually going to have an effect here, but you tried. And I appreciate that about you, Alpha 5.
Participation award.
Yeah, there you go. Cody Jeffy says, sorry, I hope it didn't bring down the mood. No, not at all, man. We look, I like to see that the Tooney Town wrestling community is a community and a family. And if one of our family members is hurting, then we are there for you, man. And we're there for your family as well. And all the best to you. All the best. There's no greater pain than losing a family member like that. Yes, absolutely. Oh, man. And Rex Gardner, again, says, you're all out for a stroll at the Grand Canyon. You see Blubber Ray, Dud, CM Pink, Austin Aries, and Bloated Jericho at the edge of the cliff. Who gets pushed?
Austin Aries.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, what's he ever done for the business?
I mean, look, like my brain went Jericho, but then I'm like, no, he's good for content. Austin Aries isn't good for anything. So... know, but no, Bubba, I love Bubba, and I don't love Punk. I've never loved Punk. He's never been a favorite of mine. And but
I understand Punk's position in professional wrestling now.
I understand. I understand better what he does now, and what he's doing. I can honestly say he's doing well. Just like when he feuded with MJF, I said he's doing that well. Like
he's matured into a fully well-rounded character. Back in the day, it was just like, you know what, he was kind of layered as well back then, but. Even more so layered now.
I'm very thankful for all of the Alpha 5 love that we're getting in the chat right now. Plenty of pixel art said bye to Jay.
That's funny.
Oh man. That was good. All right. So I got another video to play. And this is one that I believe Apollo sent to me. Now, one of the things that I love outside of wrestling is stand-up comedy, and sometimes the two intersect. And one of my favorite of all time stand-up comedians, who used to be on one of my favorite of all time radio shows, is Patrice O'Neal, who used to appear all the time on the Opie and Anthony show. Now, I was this week years old when I found out that Patrice O'Neal was a writer for the WWE.
Get out of here, Marv. You didn't know that?
I did not know that. I had no idea. I never knew that Patrice wrote for the WWE.
I heard about this story. It's funny.
Yeah, so I have a clip of him on O&A. It's like a 5-minute clip. He's talking about like what it was like working for Vince and stuff like that. So, and look, there's no greater storyteller than Patrice O'Neal. The guy tells stories amazingly. So, well, let's see what he has to say.
And I love stuff. I just was like, yeah, you're gonna like, but when I wrote for them, they used to have a character, this Indian dude. And Vince is a cold dude, man, and he had this Indian dude.
Yeah, we never talked to you about that. I think Jimmy brought
that. Is I believe they're talking about Tiger Ali Singh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brought it up or something. You used to fly around with Vince McMahon or something?
In a Learjet.
In a Learjet and write for WWF?
Right for WWF. Vince McMahon. There's 3 people I've met in my life.
Tiger Ali Singh, like he's writing during the Attitude Era. Then I didn't think they had a writing team during I thought it was just Vince Russo.
You know what? It could be Muhammad Hassan.
It's Tiger Ali Singh. They brought Tiger Ali Singh back for a little bit. We're in that era where the Attitude is done, but they like he was on Jacked and Velocity a lot. And
when he managed Velo.
Velo and
one of the headbangers.
Yes, yeah. They were low down, and the team was awesome until they fucking put them on Raw and blew it. Vince saw that it was working and destroyed it. But
yeah, of course. All right.
If you probably can name them. People in your life where you met and you lost your manness. Like you try to go, hey, what's happening? Hey, good to see you, Michael Jackson. Nice talking to you. But there's some people you meet and you're just in complete.
Yeah, because we're all meeting Michael Jackson. Jesus.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a great example though.
But there's people like if you meet
Wait, so like, what's he trying to say here is like you meet somebody and like your man card like vanishes because they're so manly?
No, it's because there's such a big superstar, you act kind of fangirly.
Yeah,
No, I get that.
You get swept up in the presence.
Yeah,
right.
Michael Jackson, would you be? You've been in the business long enough where you go, yeah.
I don't know. Someone like Michael Jackson,
Creepy.
he's like uber famous. I think I would be starstruck.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
without a
that's
doubt.
fair enough.
I
That's
don't
fair.
typically get starstruck, but I mean, I probably would. With
Shut up, Mr. Pictures with everybody. You're starstruck.
starstruck when you walk.
He's calling out Jim Norton. Mr. Pictures with everybody.
Yeah, I had a little of that actually. Yeah,
Thank you, Jim.
just a little bit. I was like,
Tickle in your stomach.
I saw him on Tough Crowd.
But it's like I met a few people, like maybe 3 or 4, where I go, oh boy. And I was at his house in Stanford writing.
Wow.
They were rewriting, and
Nice
he just
house,
comes out,
too.
hello, Patrice. And his
Oh, back then when they were still writing like by the pool, probably. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you think Patrice got like? So I'm gonna level with you guys. I only listened to like 2 minutes of this. So like, because I was like, I'm gonna play this on the show. I want to like go in fresh. So I really hope there's a Patrice gets pushed in the pool story here.
No, there is not. I'm sorry.
Damn. All right.
in his jumpsuit and his everything, and I just was like, oh my god, I was like, like a little girl, like, hey, hi, Mr.
Yeah, we've had him on a few times.
And he just says he's a powerful dude, man, but he's a cold dude. Now, this one guy used to have a turban. He goes in and none of the wrestlers talk to him personally, except for the big guys. Like, I'm on a plane with.
Oh, okay. He means talk to Vince. I thought he was like, I was about to be like, what was Tiger Ali Singh not a popular guy backstage? But I think he's talking about none of the. That's weird. Like, is that true? Like, none of the guys talk to Vince? I always thought he was like kind of approachable to them,
to the big guys, to the top guys.
the big, right? Okay. Well, I mean, there's that famous story of him like double leg takedowning Kofi Kingston on his plane.
Yeah. Well, also
Kofi was nowhere near top guy at that point.
From every story I've ever heard, Vince hated Tiger Ali Singh because he was paying him a ton of money and he was crap.
So, he was not good.
Babu
was the good one.
Yeah.
Like Triple H. Everybody else got to drive their like Hyundai Sonatas from town to town, but like Triple H, Undertaker, those guys, they get on his plane. So I'm in the back and watching this whole thing go down. And this guy with the turban, he goes, listen, my family says, please, can you stop making fun of my turban? Because my people, Tiger Ali Singh. Tiger Ali Singh. He's like, please don't make fun of the. He goes, shut up and put on a turban.
Shut up and put on that turban.
Oh, your family's upset, huh? Well, shut up.
I hope he like called his family and yelled at them to shut up.
Put on a stupid hat for a shit.
I just heard. I want to say I heard.
I beg you.
What'd you say, this?
I want to say I heard Cornette tell this story, and when Cornette told it, he said that Ali didn't want to wear the turban because he thought it minimalized it. And Vince goes, "How much am I paying you again?" And Ali answered, said, "Wear the damn turban."
You
put on the turban.
Like the Jerky Boys dude. He's just like, my people. He's like, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Get out there and put on that stupid turban, you jackass. It was like, oh my god.
Great.
Oh, there's the clip from WWE last night.
By the way, someone's pointing out
the shit out of.
Someone's pointing out that they taped this on Tuesday, so it's a huge coincidence that.
Really?
Yeah, that the bombings were what?
Oh my god! It's that week.
Yeah, this is the week where
the
London terror and everybody choked out fucking Undertaker with the cravat.
Oh no! Oh, the worst week ever.
We simulated a beheading on SmackDown only for a horrible terror attack to happen.
And we never saw Muhammad Hassan again.
We never saw that Italian again.
We're cutting a Christian man's head off.
That's true. He was an Italian, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was about as Muslim as Wahoo McDaniel was a Native American.
Yeah, but watch how they take the other dude away.
Yeah.
Like he's the martyr.
Yeah.
It was brutal, and you know, I think anything is funny, man. But I was like, this is not good.
They even lifted his hair, like his head, like the way.
Yeah.
Saw that on they lifted the Undertaker's head.
I'm telling you,
by the hair.
it was brutal.
You're thinking, man. That's a touchy subject. That is a touchy subject.
Reenact a beheading in a wrestling ring.
Yeah. Hey, are you?
Oh,
were you responsible
no.
for some of the legendary storylines on WWF in recent years? One that comes to mind?
No, I was fourth man on the totem pole. They have a kid there, this young white kid who's the boss. But if I'd have stayed.
I'm assuming they're talking about Gewurz.
He's got to talk about Gewurz at this point.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this so if he was there with Gewurz, then yeah, okay. Now I know what time period we're talking about.
I just couldn't deal with what they're asking. I couldn't do that little Learjet with them, and I just couldn't do it because they're very corporate. You have to be committed to their call.
And Michael Hayes said something awful to him.
Oh my God.
You don't think he didn't say anything back?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm sure he did, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure like he's like not wanting to burn a bridge, so he's not talking about it. But I guarantee you something was said.
And I got fired. What's her name? Stephanie fired me like 6 times.
Really?
She called me back and fired me, but she doesn't realize comics just get fired. So she goes, you're fired, right? I go, yeah, I understand. I do understand. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
What would you get fired for?
Because I had a show.
Yeah.
And I said I can't make it. And she's like, what? You're committed.
Yeah. They want 100% loyalty.
I have a feeling Patrice O'Neal at that point in time was making a lot more money from his comedy show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
He was blowing. Yeah.
I met Steve Austin. It was good enough. Like the thing what I took from it is like how powerful Vince McMahon was, and like how The Rock was cooler than he should have been.
Yeah.
Like he was just too accessible. I didn't want him to be that.
Do you think that's still the case?
Ever the politician.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even back then.
Yeah.
Accessible, just like a regular guy. Hey man, hey, how you doing? They were real regular guys, and they kissed the writers' asses because the writers make up scenarios.
They make them,
for them to become whatever. So they this little white kid, he has these giant roided up dudes like
kissing ass.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they were following Gewurz around with their lips just planted on his ass.
That was the thing I heard a lot of wrestlers say about The Rock too, is that he sucked up to the writers all the time.
Well, I mean, they're the ones you want to suck up to. I'm sorry, like I understand it. So I've heard a tale that the ones who did not suck up to the writers, who were like antagonizing them, guess. There's 2 of them.
I'm not.
I'll give you. I'll go one more. They're a tag team.
What time period?
Kind of more modern day. Not recently, but modern era. I'll let
Kendrick and London?
No.
Okay.
All right. One of them is bald and a twat.
Oh, FTR.
Come on. Yes. FTR were apparently very antagonistic with the writing team.
He's like,
was he good? What he did?
The kid?
Yeah.
He must have been, because he was Vince's right-hand dude, man.
You're fired. You're fired.
Bye-bye.
Do they write scripts or just storylines?
They write everything done.
Really?
There's some who get leeway, like Kurt Angle, the biggies. They can talk.
Yeah.
They can say words that aren't there sometimes.
Okay. But the other guys,
but
they stick to the script.
Do not play around with that, man.
Wow.
He runs that with an iron fist. He's behind the scenes, sitting there when they come out with the explosions. He's there, like, all right, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah, running it.
The director.
All right, what's interesting is that like Patrice doesn't clearly know any of the terminology. He's not calling it the gorilla position or anything like that.
And that's the perfect place to be. Yeah.
I wonder.
Want to know.
I wonder if any of his stuff got on TV. Like, I wonder if there's any storylines we'd be able to find out.
I mean, yeah, he had to. I'm sure he wrote some promos and stuff like that. I can't imagine. I don't know, man. I don't know what
he was there for. I want to say almost 2 years.
Really, that long?
Yeah, off and on, and then he didn't want to do it anymore. And you got to remember too, Mark, Russo was gone the very beginning of just the November of '99. So he was out the door before Jarrett left. So that's a lot of. There's a whole big chunk because I think we give the Attitude Era more time than it actually should have. Like the Attitude Era is really like what 97 to 2000.
Yeah, something like that.
But it kind of gets extended out a little bit. Like they have it ending around around the invasion, and then we go into Ruthless Aggression. But like the super over the top crazy shit was like kind of done by 2000. It's like they won. They knew they won. It was just a matter of WCW, lifting up the flag and tapping out.
I gotta say, DDP kidnapping Undertaker's wife was kind of out there and crazy.
Hey, I've always been fascinated by that, like putting a definitive beginning and end onto like certain periods. Like the only one you have a definitive beginning of is Ruthless Aggression because it's the Ruthless Aggression promo. But the Attitude Era, like, because it goes on for way longer than it should. All right, so hold on, we got another super chat. John JID says Vince took down Kofi Kingston. When? I guess I got to tell this story. When this happened? So this was a Jericho story on his podcast back when I used to be able to stomach the sound of his voice. I know. He said that they were on the plane, and they were like Jericho, Kofi, a bunch of other guys. They're on the plane with Vince, and they're leaving. And like Vince is like still sitting in the plane. He's like doing some paperwork or something. And they're going to leave, and Vince is like, all right, bye, fellas, and Kofi, don't worry, you'll get over someday, kid. And like saying it as like a rib at him. And so they leave, and Jericho turns to Kofi and goes, he wants you to go in there and call him on it. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, no, like this is one of his like stupid Vince things. Like he wants you to go in there and be a man and look him in the face and be like, do you have a problem? Do we have a problem here? Like, he wants you to stand up to him. So Kofi's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I'll go do it. So Kofi goes back in the plane and he says to Vince, hey, do you have some kind of problem with me? And Vince goes, I don't know, do I? And Kofi goes, I don't know, do you? And Vince goes, I don't know, do I? And Kofi's like, doesn't know what to do. And Vince leaps out of his seat and grabs him in a double leg takedown and takes him down to the floor of the plane and is just like holding him down and laughing the whole time.
So it's treason.
It's treason then. I am the creative team. Oh, God. All right, Kofi could be Mace Windu. Not yet. No, I'm pretty sure I have been for a while, Kofi. All right. So before we get into the King of Kings tournament, I wanted to go over. We got a PLE coming up this weekend. We usually like to do a little preview of what's coming down the pipe. It is going to be in Saudi Arabia. Now, I'm going to give a qualify here. I do not like these Saudi Arabian shows. I typically do not watch them. I have watched maybe one or two, but I always get like this gross feeling when I watch them because I just don't like the Saudi prince. I think he's a murderer and all this other stuff, but I don't like that WWE takes their money. We're just talking about the matches here, though. Look, it's the guy killed an American journalist, supposedly. The United States was even like, hey, yeah, this happened, but then the United States in the same breath was like, and we are vindicating him for it, because apparently I was doing some research for the headlines this week. The Saudi royal family, how much money would you say they have? Awful. If you had to guess, how much money would you say the Saudi Arabian government has?
The last I checked,
the royal family,
it was over $2 million.
It is a substantial amount, over $2 million. Yes, Dis, what would you say? Price is Right rules, like just without going over.
I'm gonna go. Let's say 20 billion.
Okay, that's a respectable number. Kevin Apollo, do you know the actual number, or do you want to because if you know the number, I don't want you to.
I will. I know. I know the number. It's.
What do you do? Their taxes?
So I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I consume worthless political information just so that when someone comes at me on Twitter, I can bomb them. I am treating them like they're a fucking Vietnamese jungle, and I'm just dropping napalm until I get bored. You know?
The very definition, the online version of shock and awe.
Yeah.
But yes, they are worth a little over $1 trillion. I don't remember what the point is, but
$1.4 trillion.
I was close.
That is $1.4 trillion.
Holy cow!
They are worth 4 Elon Musks, apparently.
I don't love the Saudi prince, but if he were to come in here and drop just the 0.4 as a super chat, I think I'd be okay with that.
Well, I'd be like, well, journalists are jerks anyway. Who needs them?
He had it coming. Well, I look at it like this: because we all know Vince is also a historical animal. And the WWE making the relationship that they made with Saudi Arabia because of the hunger for the content. I guarantee you, when they started making this deal, aside from the massive payday, Vince is going. This is analogous to McDonald's, MTV, Coca-Cola making its way into the Soviet Union. And it was those Americana brands that actually helped topple the Soviet Union. The kids started watching MTV. They're like, hey, why is life in the West like this? We want more. The WWE's presence in Saudi Arabia has already facilitated. I don't know what the best way to kind of phrase it, but like the modernizing, the modernizing or lessening of some rules. And we think about the first shows there, the women weren't allowed to be there. Then it got to, okay, they can come, but they have to dress like Power Rangers.
First they had the big baggy T-shirts.
Yes,
right.
Yeah. First they couldn't come. Then they had the big baggy T-shirts. Now they can dress like Power Rangers. I mean, look at. I'll put it to you like this: the biggest draw for the Saudi prince was Bill Goldberg. Think about that for a second and chew on
Fuck that Saudi prince. He's got bad taste in wrestlers with that Bill Goldberg.
I know what the HHH in Saudi prince stands for.
I don't think there's an H in that, Brett. It's there. It's silent. It's silent. It's silent like the WCW management was when that son of a bitch Bill Goldberg kicked my head off my head. But look, yes, it is impossible to boycott the Saudi Arabian government. They have their hands in everything. When you tweet, I'm sure right now by live streaming through YouTube, through a third-party app, I'm sure in some way we are donating money to the Saudi Arabian government through this. I'm positive it has to be.
Absolutely. And WWE, if you notice, they don't concern themselves anymore with anything politically, right? They aren't doing go out and vote campaigns. They aren't doing anything like that. They aren't even talking about, like they used to at least do like satire about the presidential nominees. They're not doing any of that anymore. It seems like they're entirely focused on culture, and maybe it's just a cope from WWE. But I think once you get to that level, you can't pick and choose who you do business with all the time, because if you do, then you kind of can't do business with a lot of different people. There's a lot of stadiums you can't run if you don't want to run stadiums that are connected to criminals somehow.
Look, at the end of the day, the Saudi prince is a huge wrestling fan that comes from a very wealthy family that pays to do these shows and books all his favorite wrestlers and hangs around with them and enjoys like being around them. He is essentially the Tony Khan that can murder people.
Yeah. And I think the WWE
actual
like
alpha male version.
Well,
of
yes, an actual alpha male version of Tony Khan. I actually just tried because the cons are worth, I believe, 12 billion. I think was the the last figure I saw for Shad Khan. I tried to just like do some division on my calculator to see how many more times wealthier the Saudi prince is than Tony Khan. However, my calculator doesn't go that high. I think
I'm sorry. That 1.4 trillion is based off of what oil is worth right now.
Yes. And I think that WWE justifies it to themselves by saying we're making a lot of cultural change, even if we aren't making any political change.
They're going in 20 years when a history textbook gets printed. Again, just like when we were talking about the fall of the Soviet Union, any modernization or westernization or liberalization that happens in that region is going to be tied directly to the presence of the WWE. So Vince at the time was playing a long game. The cash is great, but having your logo, in that history textbook, talk about what you did here. There is no substitute for that. Again, it's MTV, Coca-Cola, and McDonald's played a very large part in the fall of the Soviet Union, and I would challenge any serious historian to refute that claim. It was culture. It was culture and the demand for expanding and modernizing the culture that eventually won the Cold War.
Mm-hmm. So I just did the math through Google. 1.4 trillion divided by 12 billion. The Saudi prince is 116.66 times more wealthy than Tony Khan.
Wow.
That is insane.
Can he book?
I mean, he gave us the Undertaker versus Bill Goldberg. So well, look,
off to a rough start.
The Saudi prince actually runs his father's businesses, or in this case, country. So right. Unlike
if he doesn't do it correctly, watch out.
Exactly.
You don't just get fired over there.
All I could just say is guys, the headlines this week should be good if I can pull off the thing I'm trying to pull off. Okay, so let's take a look at this card for this pay-per-view. All right, now that we're done talking about Saudi Arabia. All right, WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. Now, interesting about this match, initially, it's a match for both. It was title for title originally, but Logan Paul ripped the contract up, made a new one on SmackDown this past week. This will be for Cody Rhodes' title only. Obviously, Cody winning this match. Now, how did the title for title thing happen, and why do you think they backtracked on it so hard? Do you think it was a mistake? Like somebody said, oh, Cody said the wrong thing. I heard.
Nah, I think they're just heating up Logan more.
Exactly.
Honestly. Yeah.
I think they realized they booked themselves into a corner, and Logan. I think that LA Knight is the person who's taking that belt off of Logan. Yeah. So instead of going through with it, and what are you going to do? Cody's not going to defend both titles. You're not gonna.
Well, you would have to do it. You'd have to do a tournament. I think it would be a Hogan Warrior situation.
And then what? You put the belt right back on Logan. What was the point? I think it's easier to put a little more heat on Logan, make him a little bit more of an arrogant chicken shit, and then let Cody give him his comeuppance, and then send him down. To LA Knight land so that LA Knight can get his first singles title.
Now Saudi, go ahead.
And the segment gave us the most captivating new wrestling character since Shad Khan in whoever Logan's lawyer was. He was amazing.
Look, apparently the Saudi prince clearly loves Logan Paul because you can always tell who are the wrestlers that he loves. Goldberg, the Undertaker.
Yeah, they have a friendly relationship.
Yeah, you had Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Shawn Michaels came out of retirement to do that horrible tag match with Triple H against the Brothers of Destruction in Saudi Arabia. By the way, I'm shocked that The Rock never took the Saudi money and did a match. Either the prince doesn't like him or The Rock refused to do it. Same with Austin. I was like, I can't believe he's not trying to get Steve Austin versus Bill Goldberg as a fan from like that period of time. And I ain't doing it. Yeah, but he's offering you like $5 billion. I ain't doing it.
I would sit here on my ranch and I'm playing with my kittens on TikTok.
I got enough money. You know what? Stone Cold Steve Austin, bless his soul, does not ever forget anything. Like when Jeff Jarrett was like, ain't I great? Hey, Steve, ready to do this thing with you and me for the WWF title? I ain't fucking doing that. Remember when I was in Memphis and I was looking at my check and you walked up to me and you said, you can keep looking at it. It ain't getting any bigger. Well, fuck you. You can keep looking at your push, you son of a bitch. It ain't getting any bigger. And then when Hogan was like, oh, brother, what would it be like if Hulk Hogan and that rattlesnake Stone Cold Steve Austin hey, remember when I was in WCW and I wanted to do Steve-a-mania? And you said no? Well, no. I love how spiteful. He has left money on the table so many times because he's just a spiteful man. And it's not the same as like the Bucks not wanting to work with Punk, because like the Bucks haven't made the money that Stone Cold Steve Austin has made. Stone Cold, like when he turns down Jarrett, that's not a big money match. That was just some like my favorite thing about Stone Cold Steve. I used to love his podcast, the Steve Austin Show, like back in the era where the Wrestler podcast was Wrestler A interviews Wrestler B. I remember watching it, and my favorite thing that he would do is the constant justification of his heterosexuality. Anytime that he mentioned anything about a man being handsome or in shape or having a good body, he'd be like, look, I'm watching it. Randy Orton, he's got that great body. And by the way, I'm straight, but he's got that great. He would always have to say it every single time. You're a good looking guy. You're a handsome guy. By the way, I'm straight, but you're a good looking guy. And I'm like, oh my God, that is like literally, my name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I like to hunt deer, drink beer, and I ain't queer. Like that was like his entire mantra. It was hysterical. I would literally like
for this straight guy.
Oh my God. Alt Jake says, my late father spent time in the USSR before it fell and can confirm what Kevin said. Dad also mentioned that they loved Levi's jeans and the show Dallas. Do you think they got Dallas?
Baby.
Do you think they got Dallas like at the same time we got Dallas, or did they get it like 10 years later?
Oh, they got it probably a few years after that. They probably looked at Dallas like we look at Lord of the Rings. Like what this fantastic world where there's business and economy to be had.
Fly, you fools.
Yeah.
John JID says Stone Cold's cats are so cute and amazing. I have never seen Stone Cold Steve Austin's cats. I guess I've just not been following his socials very closely.
My wife shows them to me every chance she gets because she follows.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh man, Stone Cold Steve Austin. We can learn a lot from him about wrestling, business, and holding a grudge. All right. We're all in agreement, by the way. Nobody thinks that Cody Rhodes is losing this match. It's going to be good, though. I think it's going to be good. Considering how good Logan has been and considering how good him and Roman was, Cody and him and Becky Lynch. All right. So do we, I just want Becky to win this and then be done with, we could just be done with this.
Whatever. I don't, you know what? Liv cut a good promo on Monday. That's all I can say about Liv.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, anybody, what do you guys think? Kev, do you think that, Liv Morgan is gonna beat Becky on this one, or do you think Becky keeps it?
I don't care.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying Liv goes for the win.
No,
I think Liv for the win.
I think Becky keeps it, and she goes against Lyra in Europe in one of those papers.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so you think Lyra for Queen of the Ring then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think that her and Becky make sense at one of those pay-per-views. They had a good match in NXT. They'll be over like crazy over there. So why mess around with Liv at this point when you have that match?
At the same time, do you need a belt for that?
It makes it more. I
mean,
mean,
it takes a little more weight. But I think Liv will snatch it off of her as soon as they touch U.S. soil.
Yeah, one of them. I mean, she might put Lyra over, and then Liv beats Lyra immediately or something like that. You know?
Yeah, maybe. All right. Intercontinental Championship: Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. And why the hell is Bronson Reed in this match?
Because fucking Triple H is trying to make fetch happen, and I don't understand it.
Somebody's got to take the pin.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess that's true.
But
He won the Andre. And,
Whether you like him or not, you need somebody like a Bronson Reed in the WWE.
Yeah,
because he's different looking. That's for damn sure.
He reminds me of One Man Gang. He's never going to be the biggest wrestler.
Yeah.
He's never going to be the champion, but he's a good mid-card, kind of guy who you can pop in spots when you need him. He's not bad. He's good in the ring. He cuts a decent promo. He's fine.
I call him Gross Man. because he's just gross. So
Bastion Boogerish.
Yeah, kind of Bastion Boogerish. I'm like, I just don't. Clearly the Gable Sammy situation. I guess we're not done with it. I think the money match right now, like I agree with Dis's son in that it is Gable and Otis, but I mean, I guess we just got to do this. All right, now we know Gunther is in the one match. We do not know yet whether it's Randy Orton or Tama Tonga. We can assume. Okay. In the match that will break the heart of our good friend Dis, this is what's gonna happen. So, I mean, King Gunther, right? We got to go King Gunther.
Dave Meltzer gave a very compelling argument for Randy Orton.
Oh God, really? What did he say? What, Randy? Like, you want to talk about the person that does not need this?
he said it was about how you need to heat him up for Cody and how he's not.
Oh God,
doing any I don't know.
You don't need to heat Randy Orton up. You do not. Randy Orton could challenge for the WWE title any day with nothing. He's one of those guys that you can just pop into the main event whenever you need to pop him in the main event.
Yeah,
he's always heated up.
And you can turn him face and heel in an instant. It doesn't he does everything,
Honestly, I would see the best way to do it is let Randy challenge Cody as a babyface, and then when Cody sneaks the win, then you turn Randy heel and let Cody deal with the real son of a bitch. That is Randy Orton.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Have Orton punt him after the match.
Yeah.
I mean that turns him heel instantly.
Are they doing the punt still? When was the last time
he teased it? He teased it against the Bloodline, and then he didn't do it. He got attacked before he could.
Oh, okay.
If there are no royal houses of Germany, of ancient Germany, I think that when Gunther wins it, they should rechristen it. He should be called Chancellor Gunther.
Or Kaiser Gunther.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, you want to ride that razor, and it's a great way to do it. Prime Minister Gunther or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Supreme Chancellor. That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Give him a nice tight collar, a very lean, neat press.
Yeah. Air Gunther. That's
no.
Have him melt down the crown. For a belt.
Give him a riding crop to smack people with.
They probably still have Shaniqua's riding crop back there somewhere. I like to think they always carry it around to every show just in case they need it.
In hindsight, oh my God, we're the Basham, someone living out their fantasy on television, huh?
Oh my goodness.
He already has the Kaiser with him. So what else you got?
All right. So Queen of the Ring final. We know Lyra Valkyria is in the finals, and we do not know whether it's going to be Nia or Bianca. I am assuming Nia because I mean, I don't think they give her a win over Bianca. I don't Bianca does not need to be Queen of the Ring. The only way I could see it is if you need to put some prestige on the Queen of the Ring itself. Because right now we only have one previous Queen of the Ring, and it's Selena. So maybe you want to say that Bianca Belair was Queen of the Ring to give it some prestige. Maybe Queen of the Ring needs Bianca more than Bianca needs Queen of the Ring. Or do you go with Queen Nia? I think you go Queen Nia. I don't think they're putting Lyra over.
She's going to be able to play that up great.
See, yeah. I think you have Nia do the same thing to Bianca that she did to Jade. You have her bait disqualification out so that she moves on, and then you can do a feud with Nia and a tag partner and Jade and Bianca later. And then really you could even have Bianca and Jade cost her the Queen of the Ring, and that set up something between all four of them. You know, whoever the fourth person.
It's possible.
They'll be there anyway because SmackDown's in Saudi Arabia too. So
that's true. Brennan White asks us, do you think Howdy will interfere in the main event? I think it's possible because didn't the Fiend come back or Bray come back one time in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
I think one of that happened.
Well, I mean, he'll be there. That's when he's coming back. They were like, if you look at the every date they've put on the things have been that date. So he's going to be there, but I think they're going to do an Extreme Rules thing where it's after the credits and he pops up.
Look, I am very much looking forward to seeing what they do with it, but more than that, I cannot wait for the Wyatt 6 because I cannot wait to see how much Awful hates it.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't like it as it is.
I'm so excited for how much you are going to hate this and how much I'm going to like it, and the fights that we're going to have about this.
You know what, Marv? It's going to be me. It's going to be you versus me and the rest of America because nobody's going to get into this shit.
I like it.
I'm calling it right now. Well, this is going to be number 2.
Well, Apollo, do you like this or do you not like this?
I'm indifferent to it.
So you can go either way.
Yeah, I'm like it's if
I'm
going to knock it out of the park or it's going to be straight dog shit. I'm just here to watch. I'm just here to watch it. It's either going to be a glorious moment or it's going to be watching the challenger go up again in the second grade.
Oh man! Ooh.
Look, you don't. Here's the thing: the people that made when Bray was at his best, like or even when the Funhouse itself was at its best, and the Fiend was at its best, you had two guys who were kind of the creative backbone of it. You had Bray Wyatt, and you had Nick Manfredini, who was the writer at the time. Neither of them are there anymore. And the guy that is still there, I believe, is the one that pretty much like had no direction for what Bray did in his last run. And that was that. Remember on the documentary disc, it was like that skinny guy who was like a narrative director or something like that. I had heard that guy was just like he didn't know what he was doing.
Well, I always heard that Bo had like Bray talk to Bo and they would kind of collaborate on some stuff. So
I hope Bo is brilliant. I really do. I am rooting for him. I'd like him to succeed. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
This better not be some goddamn supernatural bullshit. I'm telling you, like everything
is 100% going to be that.
Oh my!
There's no way it's not that.
Jesus Christ! All right,
I would.
This is gonna die a death. I'm telling
you.
Dude,
we just spent half the show talking about how great the Undertaker is. Okay.
Yeah. Did we? Well, yeah, but Awful hated the Undertaker until 3 years ago.
Until 3 years ago. Yeah.
3 years ago, when the AJ Styles and the Undertaker in the Boneyard match was the thing that
I shouldn't have said 3 years. Probably whenever Shawn versus Undertaker was going on.
That was like 15 years ago.
That's the era I was talking about.
15 years ago.
Those are probably his only best 2 matches, in my opinion. The other one with Kurt Angle. But anyway.
John JID 999 saying, what do y'all think about Sexy Red showing up to NXT? I had not heard this.
Yeah, it's smart.
Okay. Dis walk me through this because I am not extremely familiar with this piece of talent.
Sexy Red is a female rapper in the vein of like a Cardi B or something like that. They've been I guess she's been flirting with Trick on Twitter and stuff, and Trick has a thing with Lash Legend, so she's coming into NXT. You know, I mean, it's a great thing for that show. It is to bring in people because her fans will like, especially the women's division of NXT, they'll really be into that stuff. They could be, I mean. So I think it's a good crossover, at least for NXT. I don't want to see her as a regular character, but
right.
But as someone to come in and do that I think it works great, honestly.
Okay, makes sense to me.
All right. It's WWE doing what WWE always does best. It's bringing over a crossover talent who can secure a younger part of the demo, but a part of the demo that has money to spend. So, as we're getting ready to move NXT over to the CW soon, why not do something that's going to get a whole bunch of fresh eyes on it, get a lot of media attention, and have a lot of fun. Get these kids some major exposure that they haven't really gotten yet.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, we got about, probably about 30 minutes left. So I think it's time to go to the King of Kings tournament. This was the brainchild of our good friend Disciplinary Committee. So why don't you walk us through the King of Kings tournament and the concept behind it? Since it was
all right. Because last week we didn't seem to come to a consensus on who the best King of the Ring was, I thought it'd be a good idea to actually run a tournament of all the previous winners, at least since it became a pay-per-view event. And it happened to be exactly 16. So it works perfectly. I bracketed it based on year. So the oldest faced the newest and so on that way. So that way we didn't have you didn't have Xavier Woods versus, what's his name, Baron Corbin or something like that. It kind of spread out. And the idea is that we all give our vote. We can argue and fight over who we think should win. We all give our vote for each match. If there's a tie, we go to the chat, and the chat can influence us with their super chats. Also, we have Neckbeard, so if we end up in a big tie and we can't get to it, Neckbeard will be our tiebreaker.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. So these are the brackets. We got first round. We've got Bret Hart and Xavier Woods. We've got is that
I can go over it right now. You want me to do it?
Go for it.
Okay, because I got it pulled up here. Let me unlock my phone.
Oh, so it's Mabel and Wade Barrett.
Yeah. So the second match. Oh, go ahead.
We got Triple H and William Regal, Billy Gunn and Brock Lesnar, and then the other side of the bracket we've got Owen Hart versus Baron Corbin, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Sheamus, Ken Shamrock and King Booker, and then we got Kurt and Edge. A lot of heat in that one. You always got to get that one that's like a real, that's like a classic feud in the first round, and that's this one.
And I want to stress, this is based on their reign as King of the Ring. This is not like who the best wrestler was of the two,
right? Right. All right, so are we ready with the first round? All right, so we got Bret the Hitman Hart, the only two-time winner, by the way, of the King of the Ring, versus the most recent King of the Ring, Xavier Woods. I mean, this is a no-brainer. It's Bret.
I don't think we're gonna argue. I don't think.
Save your super chat. Yeah, save your super chats on this one, folks. It's the first King of the Ring, the only two-time winner versus probably, arguably the worst. So, I mean, and nothing against Xavier Woods. I like him. I think he's good. I wanted to see them do something with him better than this, but it was nothing. Are we just in agreement? Do we have to discuss this one, or can we just move on?
No. Is Xavier Woods here?
What?
Then fuck him.
Yeah. All right. We got Bret Hart. There you go. Next, we've got Mabel versus Wade Barrett. Now, Wade Barrett. How do we feel about Wade Barrett as King of the Ring? What do we remember about his reign?
It was all right.
Yeah, it added to the bad news thing a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he did something with it, which is more than you can say for half of these people. So, I in terms of those two, I think Barrett. I mean, Mabel, like what he granted, I'll give Mabel this. He played the gimmick, which is more than you can say for some of these people.
I guess that is true. That is true.
Have four jobbers prop him up on a throne. That's
Oh man,
and he got he got a title match out of it. I mean,
who was the champion? Was it Sean?
No, Kevin Nash, Diesel.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No
man, am I talking myself into Mabel with this?
Are you? Are you actually?
I would choose Mabel over Wade Barrett.
I'm in agreement.
Wow. Okay.
I think I'm talking myself into Mabel. I think I am.
Man, I went Wade Barrett on this one. So you guys
if
are all three
chat,
of
you. If anybody in the chat wants to fight me on it, go for it. But like Mabel did something with it. I can't say that about a lot of these guys.
It was the 4 jobbers.
Yeah.
It was
and Sir Mo. Remember Sir Mo?
Yeah. Don't forget about Sir Mo. Don't forget Sir Mo.
Look, if there are 4 like Wade Barrett super fans in the chat right now who agree with me that want to stop this travesty from happening, then they could. But
if somebody super chatted $20, we'd say go ahead. Yeah, give it to him.
Oh my God!
I've got some bad news.
I've got some bad news. All right, King Mabel.
Wow, I did.
I did not think we were going there. My bracket's already shot to hell.
You owe me $5.
Yeah. All right. So, King Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus King Regal. By the way, this is my pick for like best match of the first round.
Oh yeah, this one's
if we're going
tough.
on a work rate thing. Yeah, this is a tough one.
It's tough because Triple H didn't really do anything with it, but King Regal was such a disappointment.
This is a no-brainer for me as well. I mean, this is Triple H, I think, really kind of embodied the King of the Ring. And William Regal, did King Regal get like a single week as King of with his King of the Ring push, or was it like he won King of the Ring and then that was it?
He had, I want to say he almost had a month.
Did he? I don't even remember that.
He didn't have a full 4 weeks, but he had more than 2.
The chat is saying Regal.
The chat is screaming Regal, but I can't put Regal over Triple H.
Without Foley, without the Mankind feud, what did King Helmsley really do?
Yeah,
the Mankind feud.
I mean, are we not talking about the fact that it like propelled him up the card, or are we not?
We're talking about their reign as king. So
Regal had no reign as king.
So there you have Triple H going in.
But so listen, we're talking quality, not quantity.
Triple H, this is the reason this is so hard is because both of them had such potential as king, and both of them did not fill the potential. Like Hunter Hearst Helmsley, if he would have won a year earlier, it would have been perfect, but he didn't. But then when he did win, he was in DX. He could have done like a nasty king type of thing. He could have humped the crown or something. He could have done something with it. And instead, he had that Mankind feud and dropped it after that.
And he was another guy who did not want to wear the crown.
Right.
JPS brings in a vote for Regal. So we've got a fan vote for Regal here.
Okay.
I'm saying Triple H.
Awful says Triple H. So we got one for Regal, one for Triple H. I'm still on the fence. I can't. You know what? Regal did not have a reign. I'm going Triple H.
And there it is.
For Triple H. Kevin Apollo, who you got?
This is why I'm terrible at these things, but
all right, we can come back to you.
Oh man, I thought he was going to be able to decide.
I'm sorry. I know it wasn't long, but we've had fantastic leaders who had a very short life. I'm going King Regal. King Regal was better than King Helmsley.
Yeah, you know what?
You are the tiebreaker here.
I'll break the tie. Here's the
thing. Unless another super chat comes in, and then you don't matter anymore.
With Regal, you have, when I was searching for pictures of these guys, you have that iconic shot of William Regal being tired on that throne with everybody being like, oh crap, he's the king, he's gonna rule this.
I'm sorry, are we voting on who had the best post-match picture for King
That's all we have with these two. That's all we have with these two.
Triple H did have a whole ass reign as King of the Ring. Like you might not have liked it, but it was more than a month.
His whole ass reign revolved around him breaking the crown over Mankind's head, and then it never came up again.
Yeah.
Other than Jim Ross going, 1997 King of the Ring winner.
Okay, so that means that there was a conclusion. That was the finale.
There was
Of
a
his-
conclusion
of
for
his reign.
Regal. He did a lot of
By the way,
drugs. That was his conclusion.
Colin Taylor says King Mabel depleted the supply of Royal Purple LeMay. I don't know if that's an official vote, but now here's the thing: if people like start like writing in and they like 4 people voted for Bad News Barrett all of a sudden, like would we go back and change it? I think we have.
I think
we
as
would have
long
to
as
at
we
that
haven't
point.
gone, as long as we haven't gone on to the next round, I think
Yeah, okay,
we can do that.
that's a good rule. That's a good rule. So we are giving King Mabel already won, but King Mabel gets another vote from Colin Taylor. There you go.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Regal. There you go.
Oh
I
God,
think
for the love.
I
Really? Over the picture of him in the throne.
Here's what tips me. I don't think.
I think you are tipsy right now.
Maybe. I don't think either of them had a good reign. But I think the gimmick fit Regal better at the time, so I'm going to give it to Regal. That's how I look at it.
I cannot believe we're doing this right now. I can't believe I'm the one that has to push the button on this.
Oh, come on. Neither of them are going to win anyway. It doesn't matter.
Who knows at this point? Things have been shaken up.
I had King Hunter going, I think, to the finals in my bracket.
Oh,
so,
wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's not. Yeah. No, you know what? I didn't. I had Brett beat him in the semis. But okay.
Son of a bitch.
It's like that Bill Goldberg.
This is fun. This is fun.
I guess we should do these more often, I guess. But okay, so now we've got Scissor Me Daddy, Badass Billy Gunn versus Brock Lesnar. All right, now we're talking about their reign as King of the Ring, which, not their careers after the King of the Ring, as we should, make it pointed out here.
So did Brock Lesnar have a reign as King of the Ring? I don't remember anything like that.
I don't remember he wasn't like King Brock or anything like that, but neither was Billy Gunn.
They used when Brock won. I think he put on the cape, but like broke the crown on somebody, and then they use it as the leverage to get him the title shot.
Yeah, it led to him fighting The Rock.
All right, so King Brock gets a. But you know what? Billy Gunn's reign, I believe, also led to a feud with The Rock, but that was the Kiss My Ass match.
Yeah. Billy Gunn's King of the Ring reign led to him eventually being hardcore champion somehow. So
okay, look, Brock won the King of the Ring, and then as King of the Ring won the world title. So I guess that is probably. So was the King of the Ring always for a title shot, or did that come around like in later years? Because I don't remember that being for a title shot.
Owen was the only one who won the match and it got a title shot. Everybody else, it was just the stage.
Incidental.
Yeah. It was just you got the key to go use the main eventer bathroom.
Yeah, I want to say Xavier, there was something where he was guaranteed a future title shot, but it wasn't like it's going to be at this event, or because he fought Roman and got killed by Roman.
Yeah. Well, look, the only one that didn't get the key to the main event bathroom was Mabel, because the Undertaker was like, "Nah, you ain't letting him in there. I ain't going in there after him."
Oh, Mabel got a title. Mabel's title shot came because he won the King of the Ring, too.
I guess so. Yeah. Another feather in the cap for King Mabel, I guess.
Okay, but yeah, Brock Lesnar. I'm going Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. All right, I'm also going Brock Lesnar. Kevin.
Yeah, Brock.
Awful.
Doesn't matter. Brock Lesnar.
All right, Brock Lesnar. All right, let's now one that I'm actually happy to push the button on is Brock Lesnar over Billy Gunn. All right, what do we got next? Oh, okay, so this is taking us right to the. So do we want to do it like this, or do we want to go to the other round?
Oh, we go to the other side.
How do you do that though? Like with it popping up like that? It's not letting me do that.
I think if you click anywhere else on the screen, it'll go away, and then we can just say it. We don't have to show it.
Okay. All right. So we don't have to show it, I guess. Owen Hart versus Baron Corbin. I mean, come on. This is another gimme. Baron Corbin. I mean, I forgot that he was King of the Ring last week when we were talking about who the worst King of the Ring was. I could have made a case, but then again, King Corbin did have a reign as King of the Ring.
If there are people we've talked about already that I would put Baron Corbin over, but Owen Hart is not one of those people.
That's it.
No, definitely not.
King Corbin does not compare to the King of Hearts.
No. I'd pick Corbin over like Billy Gunn.
Yeah,
probably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I think Owen is one of the ones that has
the crown. They changed his music. If he didn't have the bad luck of drawing Owen, King Corbin would be advancing.
And, it did lead to him being, bum ass Corbin, and then leading to him being happy Corbin. So,
oh my God,
that's something.
I want there to be like multiple different Baron Corbins like going forward. Like I want I want like a lustful Baron Corbin, lustful Corbin, fat Corbin. Like, oh, come on, give me fat Corbin. Like, just let him get like really friggin' fat, and then like he gets in shape, and then he's fit Corbin, and then like he becomes a Pokemon, and he's Pika Corbin.
He's a utility player. He can do a lot.
Yeah.
So
all right. So Owen Hart, moving on. All right. King Stone Cold Steve Austin versus King Sheamus.
Sheamus.
All right.
Easy.
No.
No.
No, it is not shit. Oh my! I was about to rip your face off. Okay.
Sheamus got a bad hand though. This is another one where Sheamus could take out quite a few people in this tournament, but Steve Austin isn't one of them.
I like Sheamus, but look. Austin's reign as King of the Ring is Austin 316.
Yeah,
it's open and shut. I made the case last week that Austin was the best King of the Ring, and you guys all shouted me down on that. But yeah, it's got to be Stone Cold, right?
Yeah, I think as we get into harder matchups where it's like Owen versus Austin, we're going to start talking about the minute details like that.
Yeah,
but right now, there's no doubt it's Austin. To me,
there's no doubt that it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Sorry, I like Sheamus. I really like Sheamus a lot. Then he became Rocksteady, and I liked him even more because he was Rocksteady in a horrible movie. All right. So King Ken Shamrock versus King Booker. I'm just going to do this right now. Let's move on. Right? Does anybody like protest that one?
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
All right. King Kurt versus King Edge. This is one that I wasn't sure we were going.
It's weird. Edge got a trophy.
He did. That was when they stopped doing the crown and they did the trophy.
Yeah, it was weird. No, but to me, this is Kurt. I think Kurt did something with it. He wore it proudly. He made it part of his gimmick. And
wait, the year that Kurt won, didn't he have like multiple matches on the show?
Oh yeah, huh? That was one of the years that they did the more than one match on the tournament, huh?
Man, I miss that. I loved the when King of the Ring was a one night tournament. Bruce Pritchett has said that the reason they stopped doing it was Vince didn't like that you had a whole pay per view where you can't advertise the main event.
Yeah,
which I get. And he also had the match with Shane that night too. Was that in the tournament or that wasn't in it? That was like a grudge match, wasn't it?
No, it was in the tournament.
It was in the tournament. I forgot that was a tournament match, which is one of the greatest matches in King of the Ring history. When he nearly kills Shane when the glass doesn't break and he falls on his head.
Right. 5 times.
All right, so you're going Kurt. Look, the Edge King of the Ring reign got us Edge versus Christian for the first time. I would say it moved Edge into shut up. It moved Edge. It moved Edge into it. I'm just making the case, but I think I might have to also go with Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt.
Kevin, Kurt.
Aside from the inevitable feud with Christian, can you tell me anything about King Edge other than that he had a trophy that they posed with?
Yeah, and Christian carried the trophy. Yeah. All right, so Kurt Angle. All right, moving on to the quarterfinals. We got Bret the Hitman Hart versus King Mabel. Now, with Bret, what?
Gotcha. That was the prank. We all set this up before the show, Mark.
Wait, what?
Oh, no.
You.
What happened? Wait, I don't understand what just happened.
No, we didn't get to. I made a joke that we pranked you, but it wasn't a prank.
What, that we have Bret and Mabel?
I mean that we all set this up so that you had to put Mabel in the semifinal.
Oh God! Yeah. No, we are not. All right, Bret Hart. I mean, you had 2 reigns here. The one reign you had the feud with Jerry Lawler. you know, I can't put Mabel over Bret Hart in a King of the Ring, King of Kings story. No, you can't do it. I think this is where the Cinderella story ends, folks.
Yeah.
It could only go for so long.
Hey, I want to point out, Bret Hart got a feud against Jerry Lawler. King Mabel got a feud against Diesel, the world champion at the time.
The lowest drawing WWF champion of all time at that point.
And maybe if King Mabel would have gone over, then he would have taken that crown too.
When Mabel won the King of the Ring, wasn't it in Philly? And didn't the crowd violently chant ECW the entire time?
Yeah, they edited that out. Yeah, but yes, that did happen. Yeah, it's Bret. I mean, come on.
Come on. All right. So we got to get to some hard ones eventually. Jesus.
It's getting there.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
all
we're
right.
getting there.
King Regal versus King Brock. Are you guys going to really try to make this point again? Because I will tear my fur out.
No, King Brock.
Brock Lesnar speed ran through the Triple H King of the Ring, conclusion. So, yeah, Brock.
All right. So we'll go awful. I'm sorry, Dis.
Yeah, I'm not going to make an argument for Regal. Yeah, that's Brock.
Okay. We're going Brock Lesnar. All right. So
unless we get a whole bunch of super chats that really want Regal in there, which is if it's going to happen with anybody, it's going to happen with Regal, by the way.
Yeah. All right. We got Owen and Stone Cold Steve. By the way, if you want to try to put Regal over, then you got until we get there. This is a heartbreaker. I cannot believe that. No pun intended.
Owen.
I mean, I don't know.
King Austin sucked. He had one speech, and then he didn't acknowledge being King of the Ring after that.
Okay. All right. You guys are right. I think Owen.
This is what I was talking about.
Made a whole gimmick out of it.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about when I was talking about nuance. Is that this is one that we have to look at the nuance because Austin obviously was the way better choice in the first round because his career went places the other person's didn't, and neither of them had a great reign as the King of the Ring. Owen had a great reign as King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Owen did a ton for that gimmick, and that gimmick did a ton for Owen. And I mean, it made him a main eventer. It had him go against Bret. It had everything kind of,
Owen sets the standard for every king that came after him.
He was better than. Well, we'll get there.
He's better than Bret. He was a better king than Bret.
Yeah, you know what? I'd follow you. If this was Owen and Bret, I would have said Owen instantly.
Yeah. And it looks like the chat is really heavily going towards Austin, but none of them are voting, so it doesn't matter.
the thing is, I mean, like they're saying like Austin 316, but like it's whether I feel like Austin 316 happens with or without King of the Ring. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Owen made an entire gimmick. He called himself the King of Hearts.
All
the King of Hearts, yeah.
Did was it for Austin? Fine. The Austin 316 promo can exist so long as Jake Roberts cuts that promo. Now, it just happened to be at King of the Ring, but if Jake cuts that promo on Raw, Austin's cutting that promo on Raw, the next Raw. You're gonna get the 316 moment. It's just after he wins it, his status as the King of the Ring is irrelevant. He goes on a tear and he's just stone cold.
Yeah.
Owen, and without the King of Hearts, you don't get King Regal, you don't get King Booker, you don't get King Corbin. Like the King of Hearts is why this tournament probably kept going.
Yeah. And
all right, you sold me. You sold me. I'll go on.
As a mark for storytelling, that's masterful storytelling. Having Owen win that, because he's slowly doing everything his brother did. And when he won the King of the Ring, he did what he's like, I'm just as good. I'm better than Bret. And he did that, and he got the slammies. Bret didn't get 2 slammies. That made him better than Bret, So
and he justified all of that by saying that he was the King of the Ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But Bret had sexual relations with Sonny.
No. They were friends.
No, sunny days are here again. That was the whole thing.
That was a baseless accusation by a mean drug addict
who also had relations with Sonny. By the way,
I don't trust anybody whose eye floats around like a dead fish in a bowl.
Oh, there, Jack. I love the Sean voice is like, this is why like a Sean puppet could never happen, because it's just like, Jack, like that's like the entire impression.
Yeah.
All right, so now we've got King Booker and King Kurt.
I don't lay down for nobody except Tammy Jack.
Oh God, JPS with Owen Hart. So yeah, it was 5. We went 5 for 5 for Owen. Awful. Did you vote for Owen?
I
Yeah,
certainly did.
Okay, cool. I don't think I actually officially asked you.
Wow, Austin lost unanimously. I didn't expect that to happen.
All right, I almost want to change my vote, just to ruin Dis's day. All right, I mean King Booker and King Kurt. I mean, it's got to be King Booker. Like he was.
Oh yeah,
without a doubt. I mean, he made the entire thing a gimmick. Kurt was never King Kurt. Like, Kurt's
Right.
career trajectory, and Kurt was already on that upward trajectory. It would have happened with or without the King of the Ring. Booker got to the main event because of the King of the Ring.
I don't know.
Without King Booker, he doesn't win that title.
A lot of people point at the fact that his feud before King of the Ring was with Boogeyman, but his feud right before that was a best of 7 with Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Like, to say that he wasn't near the top of the card already.
It was a best of 7 with Chris Benoit, who at the time, despite having he wasn't champion anymore, he was a mid-carder again at that point.
Benoit didn't win the belt yet. You got to remember too, though.
So he was still a mid-carder then.
Yeah, SmackDown, which was the superior show,
had
all the guys who were main eventers, but were never going to main event on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that was really just a matter of when can they hang on long enough to get a shot at getting a world title?
Yeah, and these were guys like they were fighting over the U.S. title, but the U.S. title was going between Edge and Rey Mysterio and Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. Like, this wasn't the U.S. title that we're used to now.
Yeah, that SmackDown roster was incredible, and he just happened to be that they were just caught in the middle of who was it? It was Cena at that point, right?
Cena and Brock. And
so it's Booker. Booker becomes King Booker, and his main event status shifts. He's not a low tier main eventer now. He is one of the main eventers. He's not playing substitute teacher or being main event adjacent. He is the main event. Also, without King Booker, you do not get Black Snow. So automatically just makes this a win.
Yeah, all that being said about how I don't think it elevated Booker as much as people say it did, I still would vote for Booker in a heartbeat in this one. So
yeah, I think it's Booker. I do. And however, I still say Booker and Chris Benoit in that feud was a mid-card feud. 100% a mid-card feud.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Chris Benoit could be considered a main eventer for 4 months out of his career. Maybe WCW.
Chris Benoit had that. He didn't have enough charisma as Jericho. And they were. I call them your substitute teachers. If the WWE had a situation where all the main eventers were hurt or gone again, like we have with Austin, like we have with Hunter, like we have with Rock, then yes. There is a world where Chris Benoit gets that title before WrestleMania 20. Whereas Booker wasn't there yet, he was knocking on the door of that.
Who did Booker beat? Was it Ray?
Was it Ray?
I don't remember who he beats.
I'm not sure.
I think it was Ray. Yeah, it had to have been Ray.
The tournament. I remember the tournament being an excellent tournament.
But Ray was champion after Chris Benoit.
Okay,
so I think we're getting on timelines. We're getting on timelines.
Okay, because Ray got the title at 22. That's when Ray got the title. Benoit got the title at 20, right?
Yes.
Or 21. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Benoit was already moved down the card at 20. I'm sorry, I was at 22, so that's my baseline for everything. Benoit was fighting for the U.S. title then. So yeah, Ray had already been world champion by then.
All right, King Booker defeats Rey Mysterio at Bash at the Beach that year to win the world title.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Pretty sure we watched that pay-per-view at Hooters, Marv.
We did. Yes, we did watch that at Hooters. I remember. I literally remember just oh, hail King Booker.
Wait,
you sounded like you put your head down in shame when you said that.
Nah, Hooters. It was fun to watch the pay-per-views at Hooters back then.
Okay.
All right. So Booker T wins. All right. Moving on. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Brock Lesnar in our semifinals. What do you guys got?
Go ahead.
Interesting. I've got Bret for this one.
Yeah,
I think I've got Bret for this one too.
Edging out Brock Lesnar.
I don't know.
It's not like the title didn't do anything for Bret. Bret did win the title that year. Late, so
I'm leaning Bret, but I can be flipped here.
Hold on, guys. I got a question. Did during any of these reigns, more specifically Bret Hart and Brock Lesnar, did any of the announcers go he's the current King of the Ring winner? I can't really remember that far back.
Bret, yes. With Bret, Bret based his next 6 months on the fact that he won the King of the Ring.
So there you have it. That's my deal breaker right there.
Because he feuded with Lawler.
Right.
And they had the Kiss My Foot match.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was saying for Brock, it was just about how quickly he was racking up these accolades. So the King of the Ring was just the one more thing to give him.
Right.
Just to say, oh no, this guy's legit.
Bret also won twice back to back. So, and plus, you know who Brock Lesnar beat? That Bill Goldberg. And if I beat Brock Lesnar now by the transitive property of Brock Lesnar, I beat that son of a bitch, Bill Goldberg.
With that in mind, we have to give it to Bret just because we have to give him something.
We got to give Bret something. Yeah, he has so little in life, right?
Yeah, really.
Our other semifinal match, we've got Owen Hart versus King Booker.
Ooh.
This is going to be the hottest one of the entire tournament. This is the one, folks. If you're going to start voting, I would start voting on this one.
Yeah. This is where you save it. This is where you spend it, guys.
So, I think it should go to Owen Hart, based solely on the fact that it meant more to Owen than it did to Booker.
I think that you could kiss my ass because it's definitely Booker T.
I will not kiss your puppet ass.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is a tough one. It's a toss up.
Can I throw something out there? And this is just a hypothetical. I want to see where you guys go with this. Does the fact that Owen didn't win the world title and instead carried that King gimmick and made it everything, does that mean that he was actually a better King of the Ring than Booker T, who won the world title?
No, because Booker winning the world title makes the King of the Ring more prestigious.
He did wear it. He did wear the world championship as King of the Ring.
He did. Now,
that says something.
Yeah, champion Booker is still King Booker. He was
oh,
both.
Man.
He was both. It wasn't.
And there it is.
You guys.
Yeah, I'll break it down for you like this. Owen is extremely important to the King of the Ring and the King of the Ring's legacy, right? He is the foundation.
He's the prototype.
Yeah, that's it. He built this entire tournament and how we evaluate all the other kings based off of Owen. But that doesn't mean that Owen shines brightest. It just means that he's very important. And when you hold Booker next to Owen, Booker's star shines just a little bit brighter in terms of maximizing the King of the Ring's potential.
See, and now you can see a little bit about how my brain works. I didn't ask that question because I was saying that Owen was better. I asked that question because I'm working through it in my mind, and I think you guys got me to Booker, which is weird because last week I was all about Owen being the top guy. I was the one who called it out, but I think you guys got me on Booker. and I think I'm going to vote Booker. Honestly,
So is Alt Jake. Alt Jake is voting Booker. So far, we've got Awful saying Owen. Dis and Alt Jake say.
Did I say Owen?
You did say Owen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the
Boy,
whole
was
kiss-
I
that was the whole
wrong.
kiss my
Yeah,
ass.
because now I'm thinking about it. Because hey, listen, I'm not afraid to be wrong either. I'm not Dave Meltzer or any of these guys. But
I'm
listen,
wrong. I was wrong.
but I think of King Booker and I think of the red robe. I think of the crown. He had a valet. He had a queen.
His
Charmel.
wife.
And so now my vote has officially changed.
Joseph
You
J.
would.
Alexander also says King Booker. Apollo,
was
what
just-
do you got?
By the way, I was just baiting Awful.
King Booker. The only
Yeah.
way, the only thing that could dissuade me from this argument is if we included the Macho King, and he doesn't count because it wasn't.
Oh man, the best of the best.
yeah.
How dare
You know,
you?
I was thinking at one point, if we didn't have enough people, I was thinking about doing a separate bracket with the guys who just did the King gimmick.
Mhm.
Maybe down the line we can do that and then do kind of a one-on-one.
Maybe a Macho
That'd be
King
fun.
run in.
No.
If we had an odd number, I was going to suggest putting Diamond Dallas Page in since he was the Lord of the Ring.
He
from
was the
Battle
Lord.
Bowl.
I think he listens because he tweeted that out this week. By the way, that he was the Lord of the Rings.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I don't think he listens to this show. I think he tweeted that out because the King of the Ring is happening this weekend.
I can
But
tell you-
I appreciate you going for the gusto. There.
After the show, I do have something to tell you about DDP. That's kind of
Okay. All right. So I also vote Booker. So it is 4 of us plus Alt Jake plus Joseph J. Alexander. Booker T gets 6 votes on this one.
Ooh,
So-
someone in the chat used the hard R with Booker T, so maybe we can't do it.
They didn't. First of all, they did not actually write the hard R. They just
Yeah, they did. They said it's King Booker with a hard R.
I know what they said, but I'm saying they didn't write the word. Stop it.
We didn't start nothing.
You guys are, oh my God, I hate you all tonight. Oh my God.
I can't.
All
I just
right.
can't believe that Apollo and Awful brainwashed us into voting against Owen Hart for their
Yeah.
for their political agendas.
Melanin power.
Oh, this was their plan all along.
Fine.
They got Mabel into round 2. They got.
They did.
Yes.
Oh, now I see how this works.
Hey. Represent.
Good
We
Lord.
All right.
This is the OJ. This is the OJ trial all over again. Okay, we're in the finals, and it is one of my favorite WCW US title feuds of TV title feuds of all time. Or no, it was US title. Bret Hart and Booker T. No, maybe it was TV title. I don't remember.
You got me, Kev? You got me?
I got you.
How funny is it? How funny is it that like the whole time I'm thinking, man, it's gonna come down to Owen Brett, and that's gonna be so hard. And it not only does it not come down to Owen Brett, but it's no longer hard, and it's not in the direction of Brett.
Hey man, we come up with a good case for Booker T. I mean, my goodness.
Wait. We need super chats. I think Brett would be the best King of the Ring ever.
No, we're not gonna, we are not trying to con super chat.
For just $1.99.
You too can vote for King Booker and end racism.
John J. 999.
And if I could just be your king, even if only for a day,
guys,
I'd make it worth your while.
Chat,
Just
no.
$1.99.
Chat, you can all be Cody. You can end racism too.
For the price of a cup of coffee every day. We just gotta put pictures of Bret Hart up with "In the Arms of an Angel," like Sarah McLachlan.
I like
I'm
how
standing
Bret Hart-
outside in the cold next to malnourished dogs.
Bret Hart, that nasty racist, trying to keep down Booker T.
Oh man! All right, so John JID 999 votes to end racism by making King Booker go all the way. Oh yeah, man!
I want to hear. Oh my gosh, I need to hear what Triple H thinks about King Booker being the King of Kings.
Well, we will have to hear about it. We'll probably hear about it next week in the cold open, if I had to venture a guess on that.
Did we officially vote on that?
Well, no, I don't think we've officially voted yet, but we know John JID 999 says, you know,
time.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we're giving people time, but look, I think that the point is made. I will throw my vote in, and I will vote for Brett the Hitman. No, I'm kidding. I will vote. I will vote King Booker on this. I think he is the King of Kings. I really do.
And by the way, Bret Hart did marry a black woman. Let's point that.
Oh, okay. So no, so we're fine here. We're not even Booker T.
So
also,
Booker T.
Yeah, he married a black woman too. So you know, we're kind of like, oh, does that make him like? Does that give him like one up because like he's got like because like he is black and then he married a black woman, so then it's like, whoop. Like,
who knew that King Booker versus Bret Hart would bring upon a civil rights fucking debate?
Dr. King, this is the mountaintop he was talking about.
We're gonna go that far to try to get King Booker in there.
For the love of God.
I have a dream that one day Booker T will be the King of Kings.
When they
kings and black kings as King of Kings.
When they told Rosa Parks to get to the back of the bus, she said King Booker wouldn't move, and neither will I.
I was there with you when they told Rosa to sit in the back. I was already back there.
And I had been back there for 3 days because I was still loopy from when Bill Goldberg kicked me in the head.
He kicked me so hard, I went back in time. And that's when I decided that I would have, too, become a part of the civil rights movement.
You know what? Booker T was literally in chains at one point. Let's point that out.
Oh, yeah, with Colonel Parker. Oh, my God, that was bad.
He went from chains to a king. Okay?
See, it can be done, people.
Tell me he's not a civil rights icon, honestly.
I mean, there's more of a success story than that. I don't know what it is. All right. I think we
Panther kiss my ass.
Right. King Booker's coming through.
Exactly. Black Kings matter.
We was kings.
Anyway, I vote for Bret Hart. Bret Hart's my choice.
You are not voting for Bret Hart. Shut up. We're all voting for King Booker. There he is, folks. By the way, this is who I had in my final bracket, by the way. It was this exact final, and it was this result.
Not me. I didn't. I'll admit it. I was wrong. I had
all right, so I had Brett in this one, I had Barrett in this one, I had Tripp, I had Brock, I had Owen, I had Austin, I had Booker, and I had I think I had Edge actually. And then I went Brett, I went Triple H, I went Owen, I went Austin, I went Austin, I went Booker, and then I went Booker. So
yeah, I went pretty much everything the same except Owen beat Booker. That was the only difference on mine.
All right, so you had a racist bracket then, is
right? Yeah. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. I did not have Mabel win in mine.
You have the kind of bracket that some blue-haired woman with a septum ring, white woman, by the way,
where's my screaming progressive?
Yeah, you've got something that a blue-haired white woman with a septum ring would screenshot and post to cancel you.
I actually had Michael Hayes win because he interviewed Steve Austin, and I thought he was more representative of the crowd.
Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
Thank you.
Someone in the march with Booker T. Booker T. Washington, I believe, is who.
Oh God.
Booker T. Oh my God. Reacting to Dis's original bracket. For the love of God. All right. I am showed out tonight, folks. This is the longest one we've ever done. All right. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. All right. So, Awful, where can the people find you if they have the desire to do such a thing? I mean,
In my mom's
drop an address.
basement.
I mean, drop an address. Let's throw hands. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
Give him your Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, it's at twitter.com at awful wrestling AEW FUL wrestling, or you could see me in your mom's basement.
Dis, anything you need to plug your Twitter or any other things?
Yeah,
maybe some areas in your house with the tornado coming you got to plug.
Just AEW Disciplinary on Twitter. Well, we do have a Tooney Talk Wrestling TikTok if anybody would like to follow me there, but
nobody wants to.
Yeah, I think I'm giving up on that one.
Yeah, maybe.
But man, TikTok sucks. TikTok
it does. I posted the Conrad thing from last week, and I was like, "Come to me, TikTok, bask in my greatness." And it got like I think it got like 8 views. Like
everyone's
like views, not likes.
Everyone's
you didn't put it in Mandarin.
Everyone's like, "Oh, TikTok's going down. TikTok's going away. TikTok's going away." And I'm like, "Nah, they've been saying that for 6 years now. TikTok's not. No, TikTok's going away, guys. It's really happening."
Two presidents in 2 different political parties have both tried to get rid of TikTok, but I think this time it's actually going away.
Well, because because the business in UMD started going after them, and they can't survive that. So
yeah.
Anyway, AEW Disciplinary at Twitter.
Okay, Kevin Apollo. Anything you need to plug? You got any shows coming up? Any
Let's see. I guess you can follow me on Twitter. And what the hell am I on Twitter? Actually, is it just War?
I think it's War Dog Apollo. Yes, and folks, when you follow him, the views of Kevin Apollo do not represent the
Instagram. My Instagram is way more incendiary than my Twitter.
Yes, it is.
Just because of this show, I've restrained myself on what my Twitter used to be. I was order 66 on January 12th, and I had kept my mouth shut. So I think my Twitter is definitely has been Disneyfied. Right? That's just a whole different story. I've got entirely too many fat blue-haired white women screaming at me all day in my DM. Drop me right in fire.
White women are catching a tough break tonight here on Tooney Talk Wrestling.
I don't know what the hell happened, considering that people used to go to war for them, but white women have lost their
I love that Apollo's Twitter is like the PC Apollo.
You might be like, oh, he's bluffing. No, he's not. I assure you. I've seen the Instagram. Okay, no, he's not.
If Instagram doesn't start to demonetize my ACW account at least twice a week, I feel like I did something wrong. You can follow me at ACW_Coliseum, like Pokemon Coliseum, on Instagram. And then June 2nd, come see us at the Rockland Boulders Stadium for a nice 4-match event. And then July 13th at the Crystal Run Galleria in Middletown, New York.
Awesome.
By the way, I think Lisa B says no love for the white women. If Lisa B, if you are a white woman, we love you. Don't worry, you're fine.
Don't get me wrong. I have played in lots of snow, but I don't know what happened.
You're killing me tonight. Oh God! All right. Folks, tune in there. If you haven't had enough of Kevin Apollo and I going back and forth, please join us on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where it will be much more incendiary because we will be talking about movies and television shows and comic books and all that other fun stuff. We've got a whole thing planned going on at Tooney Talk TV that night here on this channel. Our first venture into the world of movies and TV. Awful Dis, if you guys want to stop in to be a buffer, I might appreciate it. But
what? Do you think we'll get in trouble if I constantly refer to him as Fruity Gatwa?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Did you give him the employee handbook?
No, I
wrote it, actually. It's my job.
That's crazy.
But he's basically Chris Jericho. He doesn't have an employee handbook.
I gotcha.
And never has. He's going to tell Stephen P. New on Christmas morning. And then I'm going to write a song about it and get a lot of followers from it. All right, folks, that does it for this week. Please join us Thursday night right here, kicking it with movies and TV. If you guys love, the world of pop culture, please join us for Tooney Talk TV coming May 23rd. At 6 p.m. Eastern, right here at youtube.com/@ToonWrestling. Can't wait to see you guys there. And also check out our new channel over at Tooneytown TV, which will be launching very soon. It's at youtube.com/@Tooneytown TV. And here's the one with it says Hollywood in the thing, just to all freaking laugh. Give us a follow over there. And new Headlock headlines coming later this week. We're going to be talking all things Saudi Arabia, all things AEW, all things WWE. New song parody coming. It's going to go on Patreon first at patreon.com/TooneyTown Wrestling. Please come check it out. Join the party over there. I'm going to be recording a new director's cut of episode 2 of Headlock Headlines, where I do like the director's commentary on it. So check that out this week over on Patreon. And and I'm at Movie Marvin on Twitter, but don't follow me on Twitter. I don't care. Like, I hate it so much. If it wasn't for the fact that this is where I talk to these people, I would not even be on there anymore.
I'll bring an endorsement for Marvin's fucking Twitter account. I love it.
I don't care. I don't care if you guys follow me there. I probably would prefer if you didn't. For Kevin Apollo, Awful Wrestling, AEW Disciplinary Committee, big thanks to our good friend AEW Neckbeards, our producer on this show, who's been moderating the chat this whole time, giving you guys the best ever producing on this show. I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. I'm making you wait for it. Wait for it. Now get out of here!